Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a feel-good Friday night. Welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. We got WWE SmackDown on tap tonight. It's going to be a fun one, a loaded card. We're heading towards Bash at Berlin. Lots to figure out, lots to talk about. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is a Feel Good Friday. We got WWE SmackDown and a little bit of Rampage tonight. We're going to get into all the action. We're going to be your live reaction to all of it tonight. Going to be a fun one. Blow up that chat. We want to see triple digits in this chat tonight. So share this link with anybody and everybody you know. I don't care if they like wrestling or not. Get them here. Come have a party on a Friday night. I hope everyone out there is doing well. You got the whole week in the book, and now the weekend is upon us. Lots to talk about, lots to get into, but for the next few hours, you will be locked in with Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and I do want to start this off, though, first with T's and P's to Afa and Awahi. And obviously the whole Anawahi family. Again, sad to hear, sucks. You just had Sika, I want to say a month or two ago, and now Afa passes. So T's and P's to the whole Anawahi family.
Yeah, no, definitely thoughts and prayers out there to them as well. But it almost feels a little kismet. You know, you talk about like long-standing lovers or people in a relationship, and they pass away very near to each other. And it almost feels like Afa and Sika, if they were going to go out, they were going to go out pretty as close together as possible. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers. Again, a crazy life, crazy legacy left behind. And you know, we're still, you know, overwhelmed with the bloodline here in wrestling because of people like the Anawahi. So,
yeah,
shout out. And yeah, our thoughts and prayers. Sad news to start the show. But ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a fun one tonight. We got lots to get into. Who's coming, who's going. The tribal chief will be here tonight. What will be up with Cody Rhodes? I mean, we got lots of questions to answer, Nick. I do see this chat filling up. We will say hello to you as we're about 26 minutes away from the start of the show. So get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Let us know what's on your mind for the pre-show and all night long. But yeah, Nick, lots to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to add to the whole Afa thing of, do you think that adds a little bit more now, even into the bloodline a bit? Like, is Rock now technically an elder? Because, you know, the way things have shaped out.
Yeah, that might be the fans kind of overthinking it a little. I don't think this, like, you know.
Wrestling fans overthink something? Never. How dare you say such as harsh accusations?
And Sika haven't really been, you know, uber involved. We saw the passing of the necklace to Roman, but you know, I don't think in this moment or as this man passes, they think like, oh, we can angle this. I don't think so. We didn't see anything.
I'm not saying exactly angle it, but it adds a little bit of an extra layer to it because of real world stuff's involved, and I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you said wrestling fans overthinking things,
right? I think you know, I mean, again, to an extent, you can pull in. You know, I mean, there's emotion there, but yeah, I think it's you know, the show must go on, as the old saying is. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much they'll pull, you know, other than they'll legitimately pay homage to one of their greats.
Right. Well, we do also, like you said, have a stat card tonight. I believe we have Carmelo versus Andrade again. I know we number three amigos. I know we've got Naomi versus Blair Davenport, Grayson Waller versus Kevin Owens. What else was advertised on it? Oh, DIY versus Street Profits, #1 contender. And we've also got Tiffany throwing, a championship bash for Nia Jax, which I'm sure won't end in disaster at all.
Yeah, some people felt like the Nia Jax celebration was supposed to be last week and it got bumped. I asked, Anthony and I
thought it on the show.
Right. But no, it's here tonight. So again, this relationship between Tiffy and Nia has been very interesting. I think all three of us here on the channel have been very public for our support of Nia Jax and what she's been able to accomplish. So yeah, for my money, this should be fun, very intriguing. Who's going to ruin it? Who's going to interrupt it will always be the question, Nick.
Right. I do want to just touch on one comment that I saw real quick first. Well, I did see also real quick, Bradley, thank you for the $2 super chat, reminding everybody, like, before we even went live of T's and P's for Alpha, and it was your buddy there, Brother Fluff, that's at the show tonight with his son. We are celebrating our birthday, 27 and 47 years old. So you know what she was doing at 20 years old, sir.
Right. Oh, happy birthday to you both, Brother Fluff. Thank you for spending part of the night with us. And anybody around you, just like show them your phone and be like, oh, go check these guys out.
Just say you're going to take their picture and just go to YouTube and hit subscribe and just hand it back.
And then give their phone back.
Right.
No picture. But yeah, no, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for everyone who's here tonight. The channel is rolling. We're, grinding towards 5.6, heading towards 6K subscribers. We're still pushing for that 10K, folks. So help us get there. It's been a fun ride, and we're looking forward to what else are we looking forward to tonight? Any other surprises? Jacob apparently out until Survivor Series, so we might not see Jacob for a little. So
now, poll to you and poll to the audience. Peace be with you, and also with you, I guess, all of that. Do you think that it's because Jacob's actually hurt, or is this, again, like the discussion's really centered around keeping Jacob away from Roman so there's not that interaction?
We saw that spot. We saw Jacob's genuine reaction. We watch a lot of wrestling, and there's always a lot of times when there's a legitimate injury, there's a tell. And for me, it was a bit of the anger you saw in Jacob of like, fuck, I just got here. This is bullshit. Like, he's very much seemed like that. Do I think that they want to keep him away from Roman? Yes, but I think they had a better way to do it. I think, having him hurt himself in the manner that he hurt himself, to me, feels like it's an injury. It helps because it keeps him away, but I don't think this is how they would do it if they were going to do it.
I honestly, I can't really tell. I know we thought initially when we saw it, we're like, nope, he's hurt. He's trying to get up and clearly can't. And he might be just the greatest. Yes, 10K all the way. Or he could just be the greatest seller of all time, because we instantly could tell. We've seen enough people from playing sports, from, watching wrestling, from watching the UFC. You can tell instantly when someone's shoot hurt to an extent and when, they're just trying to put on a facade.
Yeah.
But they fell into the perfect situation because it's ambiguous enough that you don't know, and it works out because that's what their goal was anyways. So no big loss.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think at the end of the day, it was very important. Like you said before, like the big fight feel is Jacob and Roman. Sorry, Solo, but they know that. And again, they knew that when they signed him. That's why he's the enforcer. That's why the people that think that Jacob's going to align with Roman, to me, seems insane, because the good guy never has the big heavy. Like, whenever you ever tuned in and like Captain America, his right-hand man is just jacked and ready to take on everybody. You don't need the hero.
Yeah, everybody popped for an Endgame when Cap's throwing on the shield and tightening it up, and then it's just him staring down Thanos and everything to where he's going to get his ass whooped, and then the reinforcements show up. You never see it to where he's got, like you said, the big heavy, the next 1B to his 1A in the story aren't on the same side.
Yeah, so I mean, for my money, again, I think they were going to try and keep them away from each other anyway. I do think my initial gut reaction to the situation was that looked painful. Like, it didn't look good. So again, the good news is, no matter what, kayfabe or otherwise, it's not, it wasn't a blown knee or a broken bone where he's, out 8, 9, 10 months, right?
Yeah, not out,
not out. But let's say hello to the people, Nick. I see that chat filling up, and we'll say hello to the early birds before it gets too long. And then we'll just go, as it's still about 18 minutes away from the start of the show. Isaac was here earlier. Welcome if you're here now. Wizard of Odd saying some people are calling for a ban on the tsunami. That's just as bad as no longer being able to hit in football. I say ban the goddamn roll-ups. I like the ending of this statement. I really do.
Right. Well, it's the most devastating move in professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up.
Let ban roll-ups. Roll-ups an illegal move. If someone puts on a roll-up, the ref breaks the count right away. No.
No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. Has to be an actual pinfall.
The idea of banning the tsunami is an old school thing, like when they banned the pile driver, but then the heel would use it behind the ref's back. The tsunami is trickier to do that, but I think the call for the ban means that Jonah, our buddy, Big Bronson Reed, is doing everything right. I mean, he's going to do it again to someone else, and people are going to go, "Oh, he did it again. This is lame." And then other people are going to say, "Hey, someone stop him." So he's doing his job, and he's been a beast. Taking out R-Truth was the right move. So, yeah, good.
Oh, he's a top guy now. Even quoting himself there, he's a top guy now because, and that's like you said, if it's when you ban old school, when you would ban like the pile driver or whatever, and then someone would hit it and just keep hitting it and everything because it would be such a heel move. Oh, that's banned. You're not supposed to do that. And it's so devastating. It needed to be banned. Like the curb stop, granted, that was a little because of the visual as well. But this has really put over Bronson Reed, him taking out Seth, putting Seth on the shelf, Pierce losing his mind. You know, Bronson Reed's very much fit into this character with the personality. We already know he had it. And then he takes out R-Truth. Everybody loves R-Truth. And you beat up, you know, the guy that everybody likes. He may not do the most, but everybody likes him. And now you're a big asshole. Pause.
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Wizard of Odd, thank you for that one. Bradley, again, thank you for that super chat. Remember, folks, super chat, super stickers is the only way to guarantee that we click on your message. And don't forget, we also do have the memberships. And this Sunday, we will be live 2 p.m. Eastern time as we go members only. The Bacon Club will be back in effect. And Mr. Anthony is going to be joining for the first time. So the terrible trees, or the whatever you want to call it.
Three-headed monster.
The three-headed monster.
Ziggy zaggy, oi, oi, oi. All that shit.
Yeah, we'll be chilling and no holds bar. Anything goes. All questions welcome. Members only. So be there on Sunday for that one. It's going to be fun. Right. Eric. Absolutely.
Quidarius.
Thank you.
Say it again. Quidarius.
I don't. This name is just. There's so many letters.
Hey, it took me how long to realize that it was pronouns pal and not Propunzo. I blame that on the vitamins, but we'll go with it. It's a gimmick now.
Quadrarius. Like, I don't know. Like, I develop a speech impediment when
you sound like the fucking Key and Peele sketch. Have you done
right,
go to the way, Ron?
Quadrarius going to the Royal Rumble. Anyway, welcome, Mr. Bennett. That would have been so much easier to start with. Rocco, how you doing? Kevin, how you doing? Triple H is cooking 2025 PLE in Italy. There you go, Nick. You might have to go to that.
I'm going to be able to make that flight, but yeah, 100%. Good paisan. Absolutely. Well, and that's honestly an interesting question. We've seen them now kind of go to, they initially went to Australia. They've gone clearly to the UK. Then they expanded, obviously, with the Saudi deal. Then they were over in France. Then they're going to Berlin. Yep. Now, where else could we see them really expand and end up going to and having premium live events at? Like,
I legitimately
Japan. So sorry.
Yeah, 100%. I think we're going to get Japan or China, or maybe not China anytime soon, but Japan for sure. But I think there's literally like a map in Triple H's office, and they're just checking one off about one by one. Like, okay, Germany done, Wales done. Now, we went to Wales. Now people are talking about, can you do one in Dublin? Can you do one in other parts of Europe? And so I think France got theirs. I think this is going to continue. Same thing with Canada. It feels like they're moving across Canada. They're not always coming back to Toronto. They're going to Montreal. They're going to Vancouver. They're going out west. So we got to talk and come out east. Go out east. Let's go. I mean, at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of growth. I think that's the goal. I think that's why they want to sign certain talent. And again, speaking of shows, Nick, not to kind of pivot hard, but we haven't talked about it at all. And throw this out to the chat as well. Texas 2025.
I think Damien asked about this, so I'll give props to him.
Did I jump the shark? Am I pulling
no, you're good. Trust me. We've got plenty of comments to even get through all of that. Trust me. But no, we haven't talked about that. I will say what I said exactly in our group chat. I think we're going to see shift more to where AEW becomes a Texas and a Florida-based company. That they already had their residency in Arlington. I thought it was San Antonio, but it was Arlington. Now it's interesting that they've moved from Wembley. That was the huge get the first year. Haven't really talked too much about the numbers for the second year. Yeah, just mum's the word a little bit. Still great show. Huge show. Great show. Great show. And then now we fully shift away into Texas. And now I guess maybe they go back to Wembley next year or the year after that. I don't know. But if they've had to move the Grand Slam from Long Island and everything, what makes them confident they're going to fill an arena in Texas?
Yes, and this I asked people this the other day is like before this was announced, when it was just a rumor. And again, two things. One, was this the imminent announcement that is historic? Because to me, you went like correct me if I'm wrong. It is the baseball stadium slightly smaller than Wembley, is it not?
Oh yeah, 100% is smaller.
Okay, just confirming.
It is significantly smaller.
Like, right? It's almost like, shit, man. It's like when you got bad news, but they're trying to like lead it in with good news. Like,
yeah, you cut off like I think it's like 20,000 seats out of Wembley, and that's the baseball stadium. But yeah, it's if that's the huge announcement, great. I still think it might be the idea, because did you see the idea that they're potentially playing with the idea of doing a show in Australia?
So yes, a lot of talk about that, and I actually saw some Australian fans arguing with each other because there's a contingent that think there's no way they're going to be able to do it. Like they do not believe the AEW fan base is strong enough in Australia. Now there's others that think it'll be completely fine, mostly Americans who won't go, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, again, very interesting because like you said, you just had to downgrade for a previous show. We know the novelty. We saw what happened Wembley year one, but as many people predicted, year two sales are down. So it makes it very interesting domestically. Can they sell out a fucking stadium?
Right. Well, and I don't know if this is fully correct, but I'm taking Romanowski's word for it because he's got 316 in the name. So he's biblic. 40,000 baseball capacity. So literally you half the capacity or so of Wembley. And that's what you'd have to fill. I still don't think that that's fully right, but it was still around. Go ahead.
Some people have speculated this is because somebody else might be in Wembley in 2025.
Oh, I think that's a very good guesstimation there. And I do also think it is just a bit of probably the cost and the expenses to do Wembley versus what they've got in back from it. Because remember the first year you had people that were buying tickets just to buy tickets, just to help the cause, to stick it to McMahon. Now that's gone away. Now that novelty's wore off, and it wore off pretty fucking quick. So that might be more of the issue of it's probably cheaper, again, to not fly everybody out to Wembley, to not have to deal with all of that setup, to fuck around with that. That's why I think they're probably going to end up moving to just doing Daly's place. And like I said, they had the residency with Collision. I think they both get tax breaks in those states. So it's cost effective more for them to stay domestic and stay in those areas to where they can get tax breaks, etc., and run the shows there versus overexpend themselves.
Yeah, until you almost start your regrowth. Like at this point, they had their onset of fan base, but like, I mean, even this week with Dynamite, I saw fans online celebrating 702,000 as a rating.
NXT is catching them.
Well, Dave Meltzer, again, we're going to talk about Meltzer because he fucked up bad this week.
Oh, we'll talk about Meltzer when we get close to AEW.
We'll save that for Rampage later. But man, this guy's just digging a hole. But anyway, let's get back to the chat real quick as time is running out. Big Dog, welcome back. Jack up those subscribers. Absolutely. I wish I was in New York, or I wish I was at New York. 316, welcome back. Okay, what's happening?
No, it's because of the fan thing or whatever. Fanatic. Yeah, because of that's going on.
Oh, Ethan Page and Roxanne Perez are expected on SmackDown as well tonight. I did not know that.
I had heard that they would be in attendance, that they won't be exactly on per se, that they've at least it's been speculated that they're going to be backstage.
Okay. Chambers, good to see you. Scott Rizzo, welcome back. Denisha, always a pleasure. Dennis Hodge is with us. The knee pad police are in the house. Let's go. Brother Fluff, once again, thank you. Meltzer hasn't apologized. He won't apologize. He never apologizes, but we will save that for later because that's a longer conversation.
We can only talk AEW so much.
Late on a Friday night feels
contingent. Yeah, let's enjoy SmackDown and then we'll talk about the bad stuff.
Late on a Friday night seems like the place to do it, Nick. When we're feeling a little loose after being on,
a little loosey goosey. Yeah.
Good to see you, AJ, Ronan, Big Dog, gotcha, Boston. Welcome back. I guess Fridays he's on strike certain days. We got to try and keep track of Boston's strike days. It's like his, right?
He's crossed his own picket line.
It's like a cycle. We got to follow it, knowing the right days to. Anyway, Steve Chambers, welcome back. Big Dog, Wizard of Oz, Juan's with us as well. I love how long this list is getting. Kevin, Dale, OG, welcome back, welcome back. Mr. Golfer, healing it up as always. Romanowski, we did get you. Eric Tate, the other Erics who are usually here, if you can hear my voice. Jake is with us as well. And that's mostly everybody, Nick.
Anybody we may have missed, we do apologize. We say our salutations and all of that. And we, comment again. We'll probably get you on the second go around. Or we do have the super chats, the super stickers. I did want to click on this one just real quick from Wizard of saying, I appreciate you guys. Without you, I would have been lost throughout the Olympics because I do not get sci-fi on my cable provider out here. That's why we'll always be your alternative commentary. The wrestling buddies you not only need in your life, but you can't get in your real life. So 100% be your friend. Spread the good gospel of wrestling, my guy.
We appreciate that. If we can keep you company at work, you can check us out on Spotify as well when you have some downtime, or you can just have us playing in the background, folks. We appreciate it. We can get you through your day. Or
trust me, he's got some long ones, so you can just put us on in the background, do your chores, play a game, what have you, and we got you covered.
I'm over Reed, Bronson Reed, a top guy, bold take. He said it, guys. He's supposed to say it.
He said it, and I kind of believe him, or at least he's trying to get us there. That's the thing, is he's got to at least push it there, and I think that this is doing nothing but him a great service.
Right. Well, I mean, again, if he keeps destroying people, what are you going to say? I mean, you got to give him credit. He just took out one of the biggest stars in the company, if not your best, arguably your best wrestler between the ropes. Then follows it up with one of the biggest baby faces in the company. Who's next? I mean, again, it's been, and I think people are so funny because he's healing it up, but at the same time, we're like, another one, get him
literally
again.
Cheering him. 4, 5, 6.
It's insane. There was a comment in here, but I haven't seen the report. But it said, I don't know where it went. I think it might have been Damien, but the
contract tampering.
Yeah, did Tony Khan accuse the WWE?
I have not heard that. Then again, I feel like that's kind of been a common thing. But like I said, we've talked enough about AEW. We can only bash it so much, and it's not even being bashing. It's just being honest at this point. But yeah, that's a whole conversation for later. But no, I haven't seen anything around that.
Mm-hmm. When will they got to learn though? Like the WWE doesn't directly respond, rarely, if ever. Like if someone asks them a question like, "Oh, hey, we heard blah blah blah," Triple H will kind of politically give an answer, but generally they tap dance around shit, and everything they've done for the most part indirect. And same thing with this whole, picking up the people are now getting mad that WWE is picking off AEW talent. Dude, could you imagine if it was reported that WWE might hold a talent that doesn't want to be there anymore? People would be burning the fucking building down. Get out of here.
But it's not even them picking off talent and everything. Well, granted, I don't think that would happen. Like, I know what you're talking about with the Phoenix thing to where they could add more to his contract, allegedly. But if they do that, that's a terrible PR move for them, for AEW. But I don't think it's them picking talent off. I think it's talent jumping off the ship and trying to swim ashore.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. You could withhold people because of injury, and you have that right to do so. I wouldn't recommend it if you're not going to use them. I mean, WWE's done it before where they sit people at home. But Tony Khan's got a large roster of people not doing shit. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, they're going to leave eventually. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable. So,
but that's such a terrible look of if you're going to keep talent there just because they're going to leave. Yeah. Like, you're going to have a hard time re-signing and retaining people after that.
Yeah. And again, I wish Tony Khan and his friends.
You see it in sports. Shit. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm just saying, at least you even see it in sports, and it's a terrible fucking tactic, but you can do it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And thank you so much for the super chat. But as we got about 4 minutes, no, but man, I think that what we've learned in the 5 years of AEW is if they poke the bear enough, they get themselves in trouble. Like we saw what happened with Jericho of running his mouth about, certain behaviors, and next thing reports come out about him. Tony Khan starts running his mouth. More and more shit comes out of, behind the scenes. And I saw the funniest thing today, and I actually retweeted. Usually I don't retweet like the banter amongst fans. I try and keep it professional. But literally an AEW fan was like, oh, it's time for a AEW pay-per-view, so there's bad news coming out. It was Meltzer, you fuck. Like,
but that's they're arguing with themselves at this point. It's an echo chamber. But anyways,
Denisha, even if all right, we're all in the same tribe, and we're gonna, but the minute, even if somebody in your own tribe misspeaks or speaks a truth, you instantly turn on that mofo of like.
But we've talked about this before of the cannibalism within the tribalism in wrestling that leads to the cannibalism amongst the fan base, and it's especially lean one way of it's a fan base that cannibalizes itself because they all can't get along. They can all they don't find the hive mind. They can't just find peace. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, you all mad at each other too. Come on, that's a different level of delusion. Like
y'all mad at each other too. Look at you go.
Right, Ringsider Anthony, though Victor. By the way, I clicked on it while you were talking, but I clicked away because of the super chat. Right. I will click back, but Anthony letting everyone know the winner of last night's court battle is in the building. Welcome, Anthony. Folks, if you have not seen episode 5 of Wrestling Court, go check it out. The custody battle of Dirty Dom. Plus, we have 4 other episodes already of Wrestling Court. We're working on. Yeah, we're on episode 5, man.
Like it's a 5-time loser.
I know.
I think I won one because even Denisha, thank you for the $5 super chat. KJ, Big Nick, you guys had the best court YouTuber. Although Big Nick, you lost the case. Haha, you're hilarious, Nick. We love you. So yes, I'm a lovable loser.
Listen, man. I listen. You had my vote. I thought you battled really well. You're
the fucking judge. You're the judge. I lost to chicken tendies and a PlayStation 5, my guy.
Listen, the jury spoke. That's how the game goes. So, long live Morgan. There you go. But no, are you really 0 for 5? What one did you win?
I think I've won at least one, but I did want to also 420 Day Dreamer. I did see your comment earlier, T's and P's. I just wanted to say if he said his mom passed away, so that's why he
100%.
Yeah, 100% T's and P's, my guy. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, T's and P's. Glad that at least you can still be kicking it with us, and at least if we can, fucking lighten the mood even halfway a little bit, crack a smile. I think it's a good thing.
Absolutely no. But we're getting tomatoes now. That's not very nice. MDB, you are
boo this man.
Nick is basically the Chicago.
I'm the Chicago White Sox. Fuck the Cubs. I'm the fucking White Sox. And how fitting that the one big win for the White Sox this year is over my goddamn Yankees.
I hate to say it, but are you not just the Bills of wrestling court?
Fuck you. Everything's just wide right.
I got them.
I have Ford.
I got now, ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to kick off. Nick and I are going to sync up. If you want to play along and sync up as well, I got now on my screen and it's holding pause. So as soon as Nick gets to now, we will be rolling. Then.
Now.
And here we go, folks. Nick and I locked in. See how smooth it goes when I'm the one ahead?
I know, but it's rare. It's rare, especially on Fridays. Wednesdays, you're always ahead. You're like a freight train. You have the Mr. Burns. You have the momentum of a freight train. Why are you so popular?
Right. IWC is toxic right now on Twitter. Not right now. They always have been. And it's not just wrestling fans. It's funny because it's all walks of life. People are insane. The anonymity of the internet is insane. I almost think that there should be some requirements or if I don't know. It's insane. I know freedom of speech matters, but it's an insane place. Some people don't deserve the right.
Right. Jesus. That was aggressive. Some people don't deserve the right.
Well, speaking of that, we are starting off the show with a replay from last week. Solo, the Bloodline, the return of Roman.
I see what you did there. He doesn't have the right to wear that, lei, that ceremonial lei. Gotcha. I got you there. Point ahead, look smart.
Right. There you go. Get your ones up, folks.
Acknowledge us and acknowledge your tribal chief. Acknowledge your tribal stream and make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe.
Could we do a poll if we get Paul Heyman tonight? I think we're more likely to get Jimmy. That's what the poll will be. Who is more likely?
Jimmy or Heyman? Or Jacob?
Okay.
Fair enough. Ashley Jackson, the Chicago Cubs of wrestling court. I'll take it. I guess that makes me like that. What was it? The rookie, to where it's like the little kid that's playing with the Cubs and everything.
Give him the high stinking cheese. Rutabaker. Right. Yeah, Rutabaker.
I think I'm more like fucking, I need a Jobu if I can't hit the curveball.
That's it. No, man, it's a tough one. Last night was a tough one. It was a battle. Folks. Go check it out. We're having fun with it. We're fine-tuning it as we go, and we think the episodes are getting better each and every time. It's crazy bringing like all this live content. A lot of people I know out there are doing the record and edit and make it pretty, but we're too silly. We just go live and let it fly.
We'll do it live, pal. But no, go ahead and even leave a comment on the video of what you want to see us do next in court, what you want to see brought, to trial.
Hi, stinking cheese. There you go.
But TJ, what up? Sean, what up? Where was it? Oh, I just want to click on this one from 420. I did like this. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I love you too. I really do. Much love to the chat. Good. She's in a much better place now. Let's talk some wrestling. Absolutely, my guy. Appreciate it.
Right.
Ronan, what up? I think I saw your buddy Dale, the OG, in there. So do you see a Discord? Whoops, sorry. So to see a Discord link, it's posted somewhere. I'll put that in the chat right now.
On all the
but those expire at times, so I'll drop it in the chat right now.
Yeah, that's true. I
got you. As I've got Solo and the rest of the Bloodline showing up backstage.
Oh, Nick, they confirmed it. The original tribal chief.
The colonel, the original tribal chief out there, the original recipe, the 17 herbs and spices, Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, I'm kind of okay with that because, like I implied before, it implies that Solo is also a tribal chief, like he is the OG. But that's kind of what the inference is, right?
A little bit. I mean, I do still like it. Anyways, it had to be something with an O. I don't want it to have that. Well, Solo's also a tribal chief because fucking why would he be?
He is the tribal chief. He hijacked the table, bro.
He just took it over.
Well, let's kick it off. Tippy time. Is that Maximum Male Models?
What?
Not Maximum. Is that
Pretty Deadly? Pretty Deadly's out there. Hans and Franz are out there as the co-host.
Wow. That is hilarious. Unicorns.
Respectfully, the blush she's got on, she looks like she's kind of a little bit gotten shot in the face with Homer's makeup gun. Very pink in the cheeks.
Kind of looks like me after a couple of J's.
She's rosy. She's had a few, my guy. She's yellow ribbon.
Oh my lord! Look at this.
They have Nia Jax on a throne, my guy, and she's coming out
stunning. The queen is
Rihanna with some thickness, my guy. That's what she's is. She's got the Rihanna crown out here. She's Rihanna with some thickness, and chef's kiss.
Well, that's an entrance and then some.
Absolutely. Damn-lutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, give some love for the queen. Let's go. Nia Jax has been on an outstanding run. Dale, I see your comment. I'm not clicking on it, but let's go. It's aggressive.
I know right now Anthony's heart is going all aflutter
That's not what I thought you were going to say, but I'll accept that.
I got to keep it PG. You know, gotta be like our truth.
Nia Jax looking like $1,005,000 tonight, coming out to her friend, her princess, her life-size Barbie, Tiffany.
And I'm digging the kind of see-through-y, you know, outfits here on Nia. You get more than a 2 thumbs up from Roger Ebert.
Boston saying Tiffany and Pretty Deadly together makes so much sense. I love that. It's a good fit. It really is.
It's Alicia Silverstone in the gang there.
Right? Share.
And you even have the curtsies. And why is it all? It's all fucking unicorn. It is really. This is Ken and Barbie. She's in a real life Barbie movie.
Nia Jax. I prayed for this.
What
did you eat? What did you eat before you dreamt of this? It's colorful. Hopefully Bailey beats her up. Well, anyone else? Bailey might come out. Who else might come out tonight?
Charlotte.
Oh shit.
I do like though Nia instantly of like Tiffany, you shouldn't have, and it's that facade of no, you really shouldn't have.
But I love you.
Right. It's an awful lot of pig. Are they gonna make like Tiffany the face in this?
Yes, because they know they saw what happened in Australia. What was that whole the press conference when she was in the elimination chamber waiting for her turn?
Right.
Everybody was screaming Tiffy time. So I think they know that potential's there, that she can kind of play that like the hapless Kurt Angle gimmick, where she's still the twatty little self that she's
Alicia Silverstone and Clueless. Yeah,
but it becomes she becomes more like fucking Reese Witherspoon in fucking Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde, there you go. And she's just a badass the whole time.
Yeah, I'm waiting for her name just to click into the fucking gerbil wheel. Someone's gonna call it out for me.
No, it was Reese Witherspoon. I don't know her character.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
Oh, fuck that.
But I know it.
But I know it.
Or I knew it.
As they're bowing, bow before Zod, bow before Zod. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Nia cutting a strong promo, crowd reacting strong to it. I like that with Pretty Deadly. Keep these four as a unit. The Pretty Deadly plays well with these two.
Oh, absolutely. But
ooh,
you want me to bow down?
You
will acknowledge me.
Bow down.
Okay.
Can she bow down in that dress?
She's going to have to do it very carefully. That's why she's making sure I heard you right. I'm not going to do this and risking it up if I didn't need to.
I mean, I feel like she would have had to stop by Red Green for some duct tape to keep this on.
And she's saying of how men should bow down too. Of it should be equal rights. Men should bow down too.
Are they going to sing a song? Oh my God, dude, they might sing a song. This is ridiculous.
Pretty Deadly, the musical.
They've been trying to get this off the ground. Know who would be good with Pretty Deadly as well? The Iconics.
Yeah. Oh my fuck. It's almost like it's so many nails on a chalkboard at one time.
It's just sweet on sweet on sweet. Like that's too much.
And Diabetes, the faction.
Okay, you're losing me.
But then Tiffany's like, oh, it's so amazing. That's really what this is. If they're doing it to her, Tiffany is like, she looks like she's got two brain cells and they're just clacking together in the fucking center there.
Mission with a kendo stick would be good. Yeah, right?
Oh,
they're getting minimum crowd reaction. This is my only issue with this. Like,
this is just kind of
is bad.
Gone bad. Well,
Mission with a kendo stick. What the fuck?
Yeah, but it still looks just kind of really clunky because there's like so much shit in the ring that they can't move around right.
Mission coming out her top.
Mission coming out with a mission. Yeah. Things was hanging, my guy.
Bitches coming out the hall.
They're like Keith Lee. They're limitless.
Oh my God, Pretty Deadly is perfect.
They make good whipping boys. Timmy, you're ruining everything.
Getting old. Why is that Chambers? How getting old? Getting old.
Right? I don't recall too many segments that has happened prior to.
No. And the last time they did it was building for this one, which I mean, again, if you tell me Mission's going to get a title shot, I'm good with it. I don't think she's going to win, but it'll be fun.
Well, I was going to say, if Nia actually seems like a really credible threat, is now we've got Bianca, Jade, and Naomi all backstage.
A very lady-heavy start to SmackDown tonight. The women's division is being well represented.
Oh, and here comes Carmelo going to make a move.
He's the smallest one in the segment.
Wait, what?
He's the smallest one in the segment. Be a little bigger than that.
Almost.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, for all the shit I give a learning tree, I don't think the musical part worked the way they were hoping. It didn't get heat.
Oh,
people
no.
were doing it. Yeah, that's you went over. You
went over a cliff. You went over a cliff.
You got to that sweet on sweet point. That's too much.
Once you got to the awkward, you're like, you will kneel thing, and then it kind of just you had that was the Yosemite Sam of when he runs off the cliff and you get the yee yeah.
What should have happened is Tiffany starts going for the knee, looks like she's going to bow the knee to Nia, and as that happens, it gets interrupted. You know, Mia slides in, hits her with the kendo stick.
Yeah.
Or it breaks up. What was she going to do? Was she not going to do it? As we got El Idolo.
Right. It's crazy how this man went from some people would consider buried to within like 3 weeks.
Right.
Already a prominent figure in the mid-card scene on SmackDown. Like prominent.
No, he's doing well.
Excited for this shit. Yeah.
He's booked a lot. I know some people are like, well, they gave him the speed belt, so he's a loser. And you're like, again, he is booked on your Friday show almost every single week in good matches. This with Carmelo is solid. I think there's more to come for him. Yeah, he's doing fine. Somebody said that to me on Wednesday night of like, look at Andrade. Now, hold on. When he was in AEW, he was doing stairwell backstage pre-tapes. Remember
he was just eating sandwiches in the stairwell because there was too many people in catering. That's what was happening. Why are all
these men hanging out in the stairs? And why is Andrade trying to buy people? Like, what is this? Like, what is happening? Why? Like, he knows, like, he doesn't even know that Hook's a fellow wrestler. He's trying to buy him. Like, what are we doing? So he's doing much better. He's doing fine. He's being used consistently. And again, he's not going to win every single match. It's not his prototype. You'll be all right.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. I think that from him going from there, and I do want to get to 316s or the comments you had put up there before. But I think it's been a great shift I think it's really done the best of. I saw somebody that said Carmelo Hayes should be presented on SmackDown the same way Braun Breaker is on Monday Night Raw. And I'm like, no, that doesn't work. That's not the same type of thing. You can't do, like, not exactly even say he just shows up and he decimates people, but at least given the same position, what have you. It doesn't work all the time for every situation, for every scenario. It's not a plug and play. And I think that this whole little feud between Andrade and Carmelo has been great and brought out some really good matches on SmackDown. That's needed some really good matches outside of stuff involving like the Bloodline, etc.
Yeah, and again, you want to build up that mid card, and I think that's where I get real confused by the fan base of like, you want a good mid card. Not everybody can be up at the top, but then every time somebody loses or a fix in the middle, they're like, oh, they won't push them up. Well, who are you going to give a top spot to? Who are you going to take it away from to give it to Carmelo? Like, in all due respect right now, like it's a murderer's row at the top. Melo's a rookie, and people also forget that as well. And I know people get fanfare. It was the same thing I felt like when Braun lost. Of like, these are people, these are young athletes in their first, second year, in the show. Give them time. 5 years from now, we're not going to remember some fucking match that they lost on a Friday night that meant nothing. They'll be okay.
Yeah, and then you get guys like Bronson that are trying to get into there, and they're like, no, not for you. You stay down there.
Well, and then
it doesn't work that way. No.
They never push the real. Okay, we're going to push Bronson. Well, not him. Come on, guys. Now we're just being ridiculous. Now we're playing whack-a-mole.
We're splitting hair. And, well, I guess a lot of people might be thinking this, that play whack-a-mole in certain areas of KJ and Big Nick. Can you explain why there is no love for Liv? She is better than half the roster.
There's plenty of love for Liv, first and foremost. Nick rolling his eyes like, this shit again.
What? No, just you can have it. I think that we literally proved last night that there's plenty of love for Liv. And go ahead.
There is plenty of love for Liv. Don't get yes, like everyone else. There, whether it's your favorite band, favorite movie, favorite song, favorite food. Like if you posted a picture of like this is my favorite food in the world, at least fucking 10 people will pop up and tell you how it's shit. So that's just the nature of it. There are haters out there that see her, it's that adage, oh, she only gets pushed because she's pretty and blonde. Liv Morgan bought a ring. Liv Morgan works. Liv Morgan is trained. And her character work, what she's doing right now, is on another level. And again, it's dealing with next to Rhea Ripley.
I said thanks to Rhea Ripley.
Thanks to Rhea Ripley. I don't know if it's thanks to Rhea Ripley. Ripley wasn't around. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not going. You already lost this argument once. But I think at the end of the day, like a Charlotte Flair, where people can't get past like Charlotte's only there because of her dad. And it's like, nah, she did a lot of shit. So we got to give credit where credit's due.
Right. As well, we're getting a segment from Fanatics Fest about the potential of a Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton getting in the ring, which interessante. But yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So we'll see what that transpires into.
Well, that's been the big whole thing of they very much have even there's a good chunk of the roster there. Like I think Cody's there, etc.
Yeah. Somebody made the comment of like half the goddamn roster's there.
But I think it's like they've tried to make it like sports, like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So like Derek Jeter's there. Like I think Tom Brady's there. Shit
yeah,
like
Gronk was there. Brady.
Yeah, like the NFL is represented, the NHL is represented, WWE is represented, UFC is represented, all of that. So it's a huge kind of thing.
Right. As here comes Mello.
Boston saying Carmelo is boring. Oh, good God.
Again, I just think he's young. And I think he's a good talent. I think he's got a bright future.
Did you hear that, Boston? KJ thinks you're young and has a bright future.
There you go.
Toss by the tree. What up, my guy? Shout out. Mello is in a weird spot. I don't think he's in a weird spot. I think like we've talked about this of he's in the perfect spot to where he should be. He's in the upper mid card right now. I think, especially now that you have LA Knight as your U.S. champion, he's going to need challengers. I think Escobar is the first lamb to get led to the slaughter. They're letting this feud build. So then whoever comes out of this or whatever, they go with it. Even if it's a triple threat, what have you, they seem credible as shit. So I think you're developing that mid card like we've seen on Raw, where you have the IC title scene that's developed with now Bronson Reed, with Sami Zayn, with Braun Breaker, Pete Dunne floating in there, Sheamus in there, 100%.
Yeah, and again, he's a young guy. He's got a bright future. At some point, you give him some strong rivalries. You make us believe in him, and he will develop. And I mean, being in the ring this much with a guy like Andrade is only going to help his career. Andrade's a vet. Andrade's got lineage. Andrade gets the business. And Andrade's one of those guys that, was a high flyer that had to learn how to slow it down, how to make it matter. And I think this is great for his career. And at some point, you'll go after a mid-card title. Maybe not even in 2024, 2025. Like, in time, he will go after a mid-card. And if he continues to grow and get over, he will be a champ one day. But it's early, Nick. Sorry, that was long-winded way.
No,
winded.
you can't tell me about long-winded and everything like that. Trust me. Anthony made me speechless for the first time last night, and that's taken over 2 years. So,
right,
100%. You can't talk to me about long-winded, but no, they need a mid-card division, and it allows guys to actually develop 100%. And there was a couple of things in here that I was kind of halfway looking at. Almost all the NXT call-ups usually are in a weird spot. Well, there's still even some, like Kiana James hasn't really been featured on Monday Night Raw. We waited 2 years on Odyssey Jones. But
shit. Well, I think, listen, there was a time where NXT call-ups were being called up to a company that had no idea who the people were being called up were. And they were out of touch, and a lot of NXT call-ups got ruined. But a lot of things have changed. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, they know these guys. They know these kids. They know what their plans are for them. And I think the misconception is they don't have a plan. And I promise you they do. They sit down with these talent. They have their check-ins and their updates, and they're working with all of their talent to improve. It's just patience. And I think they understand that. They understand where they're at in their career, and they know how to, they got to earn it.
Right. Moonsault from Andrade, by the way, onto the outside.
Big one.
For those, we didn't ask it earlier, but give us your predictions. Who you taking, whether you're taking Andrade or taking Carmelo Hayes. I can't remember how the series is split so far here. But speaking of mid-card scenes and guys who could maybe be used in them and what have you, where's AJ Styles? Where's Shinsuke Nakamura? We saw Nakamura and AJ on the Japanese tour, but haven't shown up since.
Well, it's funny because Nakamura is rumored to be on his way back. But I know that you were allowing them to do the Japanese tour. And to me, it's not a bad idea to, especially for a guy like AJ that hadn't had a whole lot going on. Even through he got his title shot, but then what? He's not going to have another title shot. So it's kind of what we ask the other company to do.
Right.
Sorry.
You good?
It's kind of what you ask the other company to do is cycle people in and out, give people breathers. When they return, it's going to get a pop. Give people time off of TV. Sorry, I got slightly distracted there for a second.
No, you're good. I'm distracted by how old this Cricket Wireless commercial is because it has Chad Gable and Otis playing well with each other, playing nice, being the friendlies out here.
Right.
But yeah. But Tree saying, so you think Melo needs a build? I think he's getting that build right now. I think, honestly, I know we've talked about this, and we're seeing it with Trick on NXT, of that whole thing didn't end well for anybody. That kind of ended on a wet fart, if I do say. So now I think you really need to reestablish everybody because that wasn't exactly the launching pad that it could have been going into the main roster for Carmelo. And I don't think he's losing anything here. Like we've always said, or especially you've said, even talking about this, of who would you move out of the main scene to put Carmelo in?
Yeah. Again, that's the problem, right? It's got to be earned. You got to build that person up. And I know the question was by thoughts of, does he need some build? Yeah, I just need some time. Having 3-4 really good matches with, an Andrade, then maybe going after an LA Knight and having a couple good matches, that builds up his stock, his credibility. And I think that's, important. I think too often in other places, it's just here's the person, have them. And you need to build to it. You have to make us believe in them.
Right. And I feel people are believing in us as we're at 98 right now. Let's see if we can add 2 more friends in here and at least crack triple digits and keep the party rolling here 100%. But Desmond, what up? AR1, what up? Malik, what up? Kira Otis versus Nia Jax next year at WrestleMania 41. I don't think so. Well, and back to you said about earlier of maybe all in move from Wembley because it might be Occupado at some point during the next year. Do you think SummerSlam or WrestleMania? Because I've heard both kind of halfway talked about.
I was leaning towards Mania.
Fair enough. No, that's where I've always kind of gone. I saw some people pitching around an idea. Well, no, because is it 05 or 06 that's in Minnesota for SummerSlam? I think it's 06 or 26. Sorry.
26. Yeah. It's not this year. It's not next year. It's the year after.
You know how you're old when you just drop a 2 and it still sounds fine and makes sense. But yeah, I always thought, especially like that's the thing is you now have countries bidding for WWE pay-per-views. What a time to be alive as a wrestling fan. So I think it could be all in third year at Wembley. We've seen already the novelties started to lose its sheen, lose its shine. I think it'd be really interesting if WrestleMania was in Wembley the same year.
I think it'd be insane. Imagine 2 nights, like the back-to-back 2 nights.
I'm here for it. Double brunch with the boys, WrestleMania, all the fucking way, my guy. Get to wake up and have WrestleMania. I'm for it.
Yeah, and I mean, in addition to that, dude, I mean, 100,000 people. They're going to try for 90, 2 nights in a row.
Spanish
Fly. And again, for those watching at home, Andrade gets a 2 count on Carmelo. It's been a good match. The crowd's into it.
Now, side question, if I may approach the bench, Your Honor, of how many blackouts do we get probably in the Bloodline segment, what have you, because we're getting towards the very end of the Fox deal with SmackDown. So they might just, run a whole episode. Well, this one kid was flipping the bird in the front row and he wouldn't stop doing it. So we just had to black out the whole episode because literally we're like 2 weeks away before they go to USA.
Right. Yeah, no, I think they're gonna. I'm just looking forward to getting away from it. Put it that way.
Facts. Three amigos.
Like honestly, like it's like fucking my freaking ears.
How did it into a
holy shit
crossroads essentially, or
a cutter.
He like rotated with it, so I'm like,
that was outstanding. And again, this is back to my point, Nick. This is what you do for this guy.
But that's the thing is, it's even for everybody's that's out there that likes the work rate in wrestling and everything, that wants to judge how good wrestling is by 100%. It's work rate and purely work rate. That's this 100%. You throw this on a Dynamite, AW fans are happy. Throw this on a Collision, AW fans, the AW tribalists are happy because this is fucking smooth as butter, my guy.
Right.
And that's the thing is all 3 of these matches now. Oh, and again, there it is. So fucking well.
Clean. Clean. He kicked out.
I love that move better than the Judas effect, better than even Eddie Kingston's back elbow, because it's like the little fake out with going for the big boot, and then he's fucking hits it, and like he's falling through with it.
It's the step in every time.
Yeah.
Triple H push these guys to the moon. Let's go. And
Andrade is clearly a Triple H guy. Was before, and Carmelo definitely seems to be.
Yeah.
If not, he's an HBK guy. Looking at you, Ali, who left TNA, who might come to WWE soon. Oh, rolling through. Oh, trying to roll through. That was Mello sneaks the win, but that was getting slick as shit of trying to do the tilt-a-whirl into the tombstone, what have you, all of that kind of like intentionally fumbly-bumbly with it, rolling back through transitions, throwing into a fucking pin, rolling back through into another pin to where literally, essentially, Carmelo just teabags Andrade to get to 1, 2, 3.
Unbelievable. I didn't see that coming at all, Nick.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Because Carmelo's like, no, you're going to raise my motherfucking hand. Oh. And clearly 3 fights wasn't enough because we're now back into a fucking pull apart here.
So now we're going to get best of 7. Keep it going.
As long as I was almost starting to worry, just don't Cesaro and Sheamus them and like, well, now we're going to be a tag team and we're going to call us, the Bar. or the high chair.
Let's do it. As long as the matches stay compelling and based on the crowd response right now, like they're into this. Look.
Well, I'm fine with the matches, but I'm saying just don't make them a fucking tag team like that halfway where they were about to. I'm like, you're gonna raise my hand and show your sign of respect, God damn it.
It's gonna come down to the 7th match, and on the 7th match, Penta and Phoenix are gonna help Andrade win over Carmelo.
Oh. But even you have the crowd chanting, let them fight after they literally just watched them have a match. Oh, AR saying it's 2-1 Andrade, so that would have been a clean sweep if Andrade would have won.
Oh,
Tama Tonga bringing Solo his red hot chili peppers.
Oh, big OCT.
OTC. Yeah, you know me. You down with OCP? You smoke PCP? Yeah, you know me.
So stupid, I couldn't even mock it. Like I couldn't come up with a mock to what I had bumbled. 1-0. Mello did it. Yes, he did. Acknowledge him.
And I will acknowledge him too.
Wait a minute.
So Solo saying he will acknowledge Roman Reigns if he can take this back.
Tribal warfare. This is how it should be.
Well, I've heard this thrown about, and I can ask this. I will throw this to the floor, Your Honor.
Forever, my guy. Let's go.
But could we get potentially to where the Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood isn't a Seth Punk, isn't a Drew Punk, it's a Roman Solo?
I'm in. Yeah. Nice. I'm in for that. Let's go.
You're keeping the hounds at bay. There is nobody else that could be in this. This is tribal warfare, motherfucker.
Have 4 matches, all in the cell.
Lethal lockdown.
Right?
Lethal lockdown. As I've got Naomi coming out right now. Sorry.
Naomi's friends are wearing all black tonight, but she has to keep the glow go. So here we go.
Wake me up before you glow. Oh.
Can you think of a pair of superstars currently who have this much chemistry in the ring? That's a really good question. I mean, I think that this reminds me of Buddy Murphy, Malachi Black in that regard, but currently doing it,
or even was it Apollo Murphy or was it Ali? Well, it was Cedric Murphy too. Murphy's had fucking chemistry with a bunch of motherfuckers. I mean, right. You could always go to the standards of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but they haven't feuded in a hot minute. So
Ollie Alexander's an interesting show. Technically MJF Osprey had great chemistry, so but we haven't seen it consistent, but we kind of know it's there.
Facts.
Destiny Child win. I just had to click on that.
Swerve and Osprey.
Pretty good chemistry.
But again, those are more one-offs versus a series.
Mm-hmm. Good question. It's a really good question.
Right, yeah.
Bloodline BS, new Bloodline triple cage match with the Alufa hanging. The Alufa. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's ever going to do a triple cage ever again.
No, never do a fucking triple cage. It's fucking stupid.
Right. Keith Lee, Nia Jax, good show.
Yeah, that's actually a really good show. Or Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Fucking Ilya Gunther. Fuck it. Just send it.
Oh, yeah. There's a good one. Ilya
Gunther. But no, that, I wouldn't even say Ilya Gunther's on par with Andrade Carmelo. I get chemistry, but that's that's Mozart to SoundCloud.
Yeah. Okay.
Not aggressive, but I'm saying the gap's that big.
I worry every time whenever Nick starts off. Let me say this: your honor, never usually ends.
Just objection. I think I have something in my eye, Your Honor.
Right, Styles and Nakamura is a good shout. But ladies and gentlemen, Blair Davenport against Naomi coming up next. Get your predictions in. Let us know. We are back in a commercial break for now. I will remind everybody we are here on Sunday, members only, Baking Club. Be a part of the fun, uncensored, unscripted, unplanned chat. Not just wrestling chat. We chat everything in the members club. So bring your Q&A, bring your snacks. We're gonna have a fun time, and then we're here all week long. Huge week next week as we head towards All In. Then we got Bash in Berlin. We got Emergence. We got No Mercy. We got All Out. We got so much more.
We got No Mercy. We're going all out on all these motherfuckers out there is claiming that they're the best, YouTube reaction channels and all that, because we're just going to run roughshod over them. I don't know. I was trying to tie in all the names. We're going to just bash them in Berlin. We'll have it. We'll take it all in. I don't know. Pause. That got awkward fast.
We will emerge number one. Anyway, folks, we are flirting with 100. Be a friend, tell a friend, share this link. Anywhere people are talking about wrestling, be a part of the shows. Help us grow this family. It's been nothing but fun. I see new names in this chat every night. And again, we want to see triple digits. So help us out. And hopefully the wrestling helps us out too. If you haven't clicked that like button yet, make sure you do so. But Nick, Naomi, Blair, now we got the creepy girls all in one faction. Then we got Destiny's Child. Interesting times. A lot of three-lady factions.
Dare ask about a trios title.
No, I wasn't. I don't think I was.
Okay. Just checking.
No.
Because that would kill what is already a non-existent tag team division.
Right. Oh, my God. What was this? Anyone get Josh and Nick? I did not see it, actually.
We're a little tied up in court. I was summoned. I had to appear and defend. So
right. I just watched Ready to Rumble. I will rule you.
I will rule you, Jimmy King.
5-star banger. There we go. Blair for the win. Listening to y'all while playing Madden 25. Let's go. Touchdown.
I was going to just joke and say, is it the one with Barry Sanders on the cover, or is it the new one? Because only in Madden could you have an annually released game that manages to end up having dual titles.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. Bash 88, Tower of Doom, Wyndham Roads. Wow, you went like all out. Historic. There you go. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put like Carmelo and Andrade in the Wyndham versus Rhodes category.
Gargano Ciampa?
Gargano Ciampa is a good one. That's more reasonable than Flair and Steamboat.
Fucking Christ. That's like saying, well, you didn't paint the Mona Lisa, so you suck. It's like, well, shit. At least I'm above finger painting, I guess.
Oh, we're going back to Vinci.
Vinci. And this is clearly, like Rocco said earlier, why we're probably getting a pay-per-view in Italia, because
we need an Italian contender.
We need our Italian Mansour. That's what Giovanni Vinci would be. He would be, instead of Saudi Mansour, he would be Italian Giovanni Vinci. He's just the guy that only shows up for Italian shows and only wins at Italian shows.
They got him talking with subtitles.
Yeah, it's called Italian.
Well, no shit.
They even put it in italics too.
To conquer SmackDown and show the world what I'm all about.
Oh, so he's going to take on LA Knight and see who has the best sunglasses.
Yeah, Giovanni Vinci versus LA Knight in Italy.
Oh,
Vinci
says MDB. I love it.
All right, that's it. It's murder. I think Raquel has that weird autoimmune disorder going on. Yeah. So Raquel, someone asked about Raquel. She's having issues, basically like breakouts of like psoriasis and skin rash and pain.
Yeah.
So, but apparently she's been doing well.
Yeah, and it sucks that she has to deal with that. Like, honestly, I couldn't imagine of literally to where like your own skin is fighting against you. Like, that's gotta suck. Right. All of the things. Pause.
Yeah,
but no. Yeah. But I did see, I think I saw a video earlier actually today of like her in ring, like just kind of going through some drills and everything like that. I'm still kind of training, still being active. Still, we never know when she could come back. She could pop up, what have you. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nearly 2 weeks now. I don't know what that's referring to.
We've had 2 weeks of Giovanni,
Yeah.
packages. I'll go there. I'll make it make sense. Even if they can't, I'll make it make sense.
Someone said Italian Cesaro.
Fake Cesaro. Yeah. Hey, there's Roxanne. Hey, so Damien, I'll give you a halfy Brucey bonus point there. Roxanne out here just watching. So they did this so they can. I see why they did this. They did this so they can hype up NXT going to CW. How shit on October 1st, it'll be in Chicago featuring CM Punk, and then October 8th, it'll be in St. Louis.
Yeah, plus it's yeah, it's also hype up ticket sales. Let's not.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's so. Damon was correct. It seems like they're going to do it. They appeared, not in a match, not in an angle of just remember. NXT going to CW. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you buy.
Is Vichy very heelish? Yes, as Desmond eloquently points out, very douchey.
But are we at least glad that he did not get lost in the sauce and get forgotten after he got excommunicado from Imperium?
Really surprised that he got pushed out. I thought he was going to get released, to be honest.
I thought that's where they were going to go with this, though. If you go back to him being Vinci, and
no, I think it's again, the guy's talented. He's a hell of a wrestler. If you guys go back to NXT and have to rewatch some of his stuff, he's very athletic, very strong, deceivingly strong, to be honest. He kind of has a bit of that Cesaro vibe. I'm curious, and again, him going in and showing up to go after like an LA Knight, it works.
Yeah, just YouTube Fabian Eichner instead of Giovanni Vinci, and you'll get better results. Well, who you got of Naomi or Blair?
Oh, we were just getting like she just pinned her on the ground like two sisters.
Provocative. No one knows what it means, but it gets the people going.
Blair Davenport for the upset.
Would it be an upset? They hit continue, like they had continue in the lower corner, like they were going to commercial, and it's just like, and we'll continue right now. It's like, what? Oh, now we go to commercial. What the fuck was that? Awkward.
All right. So, yeah, maybe that pin down spot was the commercial spot. Roxanne. Everyone's pumped about Roxy in that house. There we go. Safe to say NXT going to be the #1 show on the CW. Yeah, I'd say so. What else they got going on? What?
Next to the Dawson and probably Gilmore Girls and Supernatural reruns.
Yeah, I was going to say Supernatural reruns or fuck whatever. But yeah, you have failed this city.
What? But who are you taking in this match, sir? I don't think we got to there.
Blair, it's your turn. Or, I mean, it could end in a big kerfuffle, but I believe Naomi won the first one. So let's go Blair.
I think Blair, because she just got established on SmackDown and she just paired herself with the Unholy Union. So I think probably Blair, or at the very least, we end in a kerfuffle, like you said, if we get, Alba and Isla come out, Jade and Bianca come out, and we just end up in like a 6-woman match probably for next week.
Yeah, fair enough. I definitely think that, or people have rumored that maybe there'll be a 6-woman match, tag match on like the pre-show or early in the Berlin pay-per-view.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Giovanni, aka the next San Martino. I don't know.
Bruno, yeah.
Bruno. Could we have
he
called
just holds the Italian? He can have the Italian American Heritage Cup, which I'm so sorry and so sad to see that Dempsey stole that away.
Yeah, you weren't here on Tuesday.
I know. I had to take a little pause. Yes.
He lost the trophy, bro.
That's what it was. If I wasn't here to cheer for the Italian American Heritage Cup, and I fucking ruined it, I soiled it. He lost it.
The only saving grace is it looks like he's going to go after Oba, which I mean is a death sentence. But
that's a death sentence. You're getting marched to the fucking guillotine, my guy. You're getting marched to the gallows.
Yeah, it feels like they were setting something up with Tony D and Oba, but again, death sentence.
Otis is the same size, at least the same weight, probably as Oba, and still got thrown around like a small child. So what are you gonna do, Tony? You gonna whack him? You gonna fucking pull out your Tommy gun? You gonna fucking throw him in the back of a trunk? What are you gonna do to stop this fucking man beast running wild?
Kyle O'Reilly turns on. Bring this up later, Damien. Bring this up during Rampage. We'll talk about this. This is something that I think might happen, which we'll talk about how they fumbled and bumbled.
Rampage.
Oh, there you go. Naomi is old news. Well, Fred, that's not very nice. Fred Flintstone coming from
how ironic. A guy named Fred Flintstone talking about old news, my guy. You're in the prehistorics. You're out there pushing with your feet to drive a car, motherfucker.
It's a little rich.
No, he's a little poor. A little poor.
Oh, double cross body. Is it my imagination, or does Naomi often have issues with her ring gear?
Well, I mean, the best answer I can give you is just yes. I can't really expound upon that.
That's it. Like, I'm not inferring anything. I'm not implying anything. I'm literally just like, it's been an ongoing thing, and it seems to be the case again tonight.
Them things sting, my guy. I can't. You can't help physics. It's a fickle bitch, but you can't fight physics sometimes.
Oh, disaster kick.
Yeah. Well, little springboard disaster kick.
Still great though.
Right? Oh, trust me. I'll take that pinfall.
Oh, shit.
I know we have the glam slam. Can we call that the clam slam?
We're not. I don't think we're allowed. Nope. I don't think we can.
All right, moving on. Forget I said that. Stricken from the record.
Oh, up. Speaking of that, I mean, again, more and more videos of Nikki living her life.
Yeah, she again just fuck wrestling. I guess she don't care about wrestling. Never. She was never into wrestling. She's just a thoughty with a body. I said what I said, and you can come at me personally in the comments on my own. Don't do it on the channels thing.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the opinions.
Exactly. Those are my opinions. Come at me. I'll take it. I'll own it.
Do not represent the opinions of the. Oh my God, Naomi's got issues. Oh wow, stomped Blair all over Naomi right now. It would be shocking if Blair actually won.
She just won clean as a fucking referee's whistle, my guy. Just literally with a little ripcord knee there. 1, 2, 3.
Blair with a big win. Let's go. Now people who are like, they need to push the new people. All right, she got to win. What about Naomi?
Well, Naomi hasn't also had her biggest push since she's been back.
But they're in a rivalry. Naomi won the first one.
Yes.
Blair gets to come back. It's similar to Andrade and Carmelo. I'm okay with it. Plus, there's a bigger story to tell, as Blair's probably going to kick her a few extra times here.
Oh, yeah, I'm 100% okay with this. And this is where I think we get the, I thought we were going to get the kerfuffle afterwards. But now instead we've got Waller and Theory.
Waller's going to fight Kevin Owens tonight?
Yes, sir.
Angeliki. No, that's way off.
You can just have it.
Nah. Welcome from Greece. Welcome.
I'm gonna just call you Naki.
All right. WrestleMania wrestling. Who do you think is going to beat Cody? John Cena.
Kevin's literally. So this is how we set up the Kevin Owens match of Waller's just tearing into him as he's talking to Austin Theory, but doesn't see.
Theory booked this match for him, remember? Like, Theory kind of fucked him.
Well, pause on that.
Shag, my bad.
Doesn't make it better just because you changed the terminology. Still same concept, still same thing. You calling me an easy W? Is it crazy? Well, is it interesting that we've got Kevin Owens going to take on Cody Rhodes at Bash? And could this be setting up a potential Kevin Owens heel turn?
It could. I mean, because you're going to be in an interesting position, right? Like, again, you don't do, and this company in particular doesn't do like babyface on babyface, heel on heel very often. So it'd be very curious to see. But right now, everybody loves KO, so it'll be interesting.
I think you can get away with it because Kevin Owens is one of those guys that that
God no.
you really like, that you love, you're passionate about and everything, and you're still gonna let it go and just cheer for him. Like that when he steps in there, he's not gonna just play nice and we're friends. No, I'm here to fucking win. His goddamn gimmick's the fucking prize fighter.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I mean, it's funny because this is one of the examples of like, story aside, and this one doesn't have the strongest of stories. There's a good story there of like, I'm rewarding my friend, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
As we are acknowledging Alpha, by the way. Known to many as Pops. So the Wild Samoans are reunited, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the thing, is that's really interesting that you brought that up earlier, because that's kind of the first thought I even had of it being so interesting that Sika passes and then not too far after Alpha passes of literally brothers came into it as a tag team and almost going out of it as tag team.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, as we are getting a video package. So very nice touch by the WWE.
Right.
Wow.
And that's the crazy thing to think about this, though. Like, I know we talked about it, it's a bit of overthinking things, but just still to see how much of an impact and everything of this bloodline, this family, going from the Wild Samoans to, they were just a tag team when you had the Hulk Hogans and the Macho Mans and the Roddy Pipers and everything, to now that whole lineage carries the fucking company.
Yeah.
Like, it is wrestling.
Yeah, we joke about doing like a Samoan SmackDown, like all the non-Samoans on Monday. Let's go.
Right.
And there's enough of them to pull it off. Enough talented Samoans to pull it off.
Right. But again, yes, I see everybody throwing up, the ones in the chat. That's really awesome to see, actually.
Keep it coming, folks. Keep it coming, as they are giving us a tribute package to Alpha. For those who don't know, he did pass.
And it's the Wild Samoans. Like, that's really cool. Literally, like we've said, of it's focused towards Alpha, but it's both of them together. It's the influence that they had, not just in WWE, of just in pro wrestling as a whole. Like, this family, it is imprinted. Their fingerprint is embedded into the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah, talking about scholarships for disadvantaged youth, talking to the likes of Batista. Like,
showing them passing, the lay down to Roman. So with, the Usos, you still got Lance that's out there. You still got 100% everybody still going with the Bloodline.
Thank you, Ronnie, for the like. Keep those fingers up, folks.
Right.
A tough year for wrestling's passing away. Chambers, it's funny because I feel like as I get older, every year is a tough year. Like, every year there's people that go out. Like, it's funny.
It's closer.
It's just funny. Like, last year we were sitting here going, man, it's been a tough year because we had some big ones.
Oh,
the year before that, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's so funny how it, like, especially as you get older, and I mean, again, you're glad that somebody had a full life, a long life, and you see their lasting imprint, right? I mean, that is often, they've gone to a better place and then they've left their imprint. So, T's and P's, nothing but love to the entire family out there, and to anybody impacted.
Yeah, absolutely. And Anthony, you good? You good, my guy?
I've seen reports Bob Backlund has dementia. I haven't heard anything. I've seen some reports. I don't know how much has been confirmed. I mean, I think his character was.
Don't you have to be sane to then be insane? Like, you have to go from one point to the other. You can't start here and then just be there.
Yeah, a case of life imitating art at this point, I think.
I never eat marijuana. The greatest Bob Backlund line of all time.
All time. Words to live by, much respect, 100%. There we go. Folks, we are in another commercial break. The show rolls on as we hit the hour and a half mark here live, and SmackDown's doing its thing. Interesting start to this show. Some stuff I like, some stuff's been a little okay. I'm kind of waiting for it to pick up a little, but hell of a match between Andrade and Carmelo. We did get the Tiffany. Looks like we're gonna get Mission taken on Nia at some point. So yeah, interesting. What do you think about Solo saying he has got to come get this? If he can take it from me, I'll kneel to him. I'll acknowledge him.
Get the knee pads out, my guy, to quote MVP. Dust them bitches off, because we saw what he did last week. He sat there and already had it in his grasp last week. He did it showing up just 1-on-3. So what makes you think that now he can't do it? Well, you got me the first time, but I'm prepared now. Okay, cool. Well, if I did it that easy now, this might just make me drip a bead of sweat or something. That's about it.
Absolutely. Crazy. The brothers would pass away so close. Yeah, like I said, I mean, you hear about that all the time. And in this case, it may very well be similar, right? Like the broken heart of losing somebody that close to you at that age. Very often it happens. So again, all Samoans are reunited, and nothing but love.
Right. Well, speaking of nothing but love, but hopefully you don't die of a broken heart. Well, I take a quick pause for the cause.
Just devastated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a commercial break right now. We are getting the ad for, I believe, Bad Blood, which will be in Atlanta, Anthony. As he responds to Nick, I'm good. I've had so many deaths in my family. I have coping with jokes. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, folks. Laughter is the best medicine for most things. Who gave Anthony some vitamins? That's it. He's on the giggles. Let's be real. T's and P's. Anthony. Why Anthony? Get back here. Can we talk about Adam Cole expected to return on Dynamite when we watch? Yes. We will talk some AEW tonight, but we don't want to take away from the current product. So, yes, later tonight, Damian, plus, anytime we're doing other stuff, we can talk about all that. Lots of curious things going on with AEW right now. Some good, some not so good, some confusing. So we'll figure it out. At Bad Blood, it's going to be Hell in a Cell. Yes, we just haven't established who, what, when, and why. Well, we know when. As here comes Kevin Owens. I can do herbal vitamins yet. Only edibles. Oh, well, at least there's edibles. Do you think Daniel Bryan will return to WWE if he loses to Swerve? Because he said he was going to retire. That was what Edge said. Then he joined AEW. Not really. I don't see him going back to WWE in that regard. I do believe there's this high level of loyalty and love between Daniel Bryan and AEW. I also don't think Daniel Bryan's going to lose this match. Looking at the calendar in my head, if Bryan's going to tap and say goodbye, why would you not do it at Wrestle Dream? Right? Why would you not do it in his backyard? So he beats Swerve, poor Swerve, and then you go from there. He defends it against Darby Allin, which will be a fun match. He retains, and then he goes on to Wrestle Dream in his last match ever. And I think if you do what you did with Sting and advertise it's Daniel Bryan's last match, you will get a lot of eyes on that pay-per-view. I pay way too much. KO for the win. All right. As here comes Grayson Waller. Are you a fan of Mia Yim versus Nia Jax expected at Bash at Berlin? I'm okay with it. Again, you need a baby face, somebody that can go. I don't see Mia taking the win. I don't, but she's a talented professional, a vet. I think it'll be an okay matchup. I'm okay with it, Damian. Again, it's a nice keep Nia busy till something bigger happens. Do you like to comment about Raquel Rodriguez at Bad Blood? Yeah, I mean, it'll be very interesting where she's at. And again, Bad Blood will be intriguing. Berlin's going to be intriguing. What twists, turns, what surprises? Do we get any debuts? Who comes back? So, yeah, it could be possible. KO for the win. If I wasn't for the WWE Network, if it wasn't for the WWE Network, or now as it is known, the Peacock, I wouldn't have known about the Wild Samoans if you asked me about them. I mean, again, I think that was as we got Ethan Page on the screen. There you go, folks. Ethan Page, all ego in the house. Yeah, I mean, again, that's one of the best things about streaming services, even Honor Club, right? Like I pay for the Honor Club, but it's the library. I mean, I love just throwing on the old matches, the old shows, and going through it, and being able to go through WWE's library and watch the documentaries. They're outstanding. Again, if you're a fan of wrestling and you want to know more about it, there's a lot of content there. I hope there's a pay-per-view in PA because that's where I live. Fingers crossed, buddy. We'll hope for you. As we are off and running, KO in control, telling Theory to suck it. Got another point. I said that tonight as well. Ethan Page. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So the reports were true, Damian. Damian's becoming an insider. Boom. Clothesline. Grayson is the Australian version of Miz. Not a bad show. I get the comparable, Chambers. Again, I think Waller's got a lot of upside. Again, a young guy, so he's got a lot of tread still on the tires. A lot of years to kind of work through some of the younger part of his career, but I think he'll be fine. I think he's a very charismatic, outgoing guy. Good heel. Very curious what they're going to do between Theory and Waller. How are they going to make this turn compelling? How are they going to make it interesting? How are they going to keep? Are they going to be able to turn Theory babyface? That's my question. Heck of a lot of sellouts for WWE, but not the hottest ticket. Taylor Swift has Swifties called. Unlike AEW called, they actually pay for tickets and show up. As this is hilarious. Waller sits down on the other side of the barricade, and a really cool camera shot as KO came up behind him. And now KO laying out Theory, throwing him into the timekeeper's box. And Waller with a stiff hook. KO eating a pole. Grayson is the Australian version of the Miz. Got that one. Or maybe I might say all ego waffles. We can go with all ego waffles. It's allowed. Ethan Page is going to get involved. Maybe. That'd be interesting. But then what? I don't think he will. I have heard Trick Williams is in the crowd as well. Very interesting. Very interesting. Waller walks the middle row. Big elbow on KO. Going for the pin. We got a two. We got a two. We got a two. Dun, dun. Yeah, actually. Bring it back. Run it back. Run it back. My 50th comment in an hour for nearly 2 weeks. I've had COVID and a major sinus infection. Larry, I'm very sorry to hear that, sir. Yeah, that is horribly unfortunate. I hope you get better. It's bad enough having COVID, having a major sinus infection in addition to COVID. That's not fun at all, my guy. So take some medicine, get on that tussin. You'll be all right. We'll have you good and new. And, thank you for making us part of your recovery. No, we appreciate you, Larry. Swan Tom by KO. 1. We got a 2. We got a 2. Another good match, folks. Wrestling for life. SmackDown in NXT territory. So, yeah, it's smart. It's absolutely smart. And we've seen them do it in the past, right? You want the bigger shows to build up your smaller show. KO getting hung up on that top rope. Waller going for his stupid finish. And he gets hit with a stunner. As he should. That finisher is stupid. KO laying out Grayson Waller. And just looking at the crowd's going insane. Oh, going for the pop-up powerbomb. The crowd is behind him. Wow. 3. We got a 3. It's good to see the crowd enjoying this match. Huge. Counting along and everything right there for it. Again, great reaction for Kevin Owens. Uh-oh. As he flicks Waller out of the ring. Solid match. Great match. I really enjoyed the match. Served its purpose. Again, KO talked about his win-loss record. Big win for KO. Basically, you know, a pretty dominant win overall. Not really pushed to the limit in any way, shape, or form by Waller. As he's being outnumbered, so will Cody come help him? Cody to the rescue! Let's go! As A-Town down, grab chairs. KO in trouble. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Cody Rhodes. I don't think you got to do a run-in with your belt. Just saying. If I'm being picky. As A-Town down, getting cleaned out with chairs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. KO and Cody in the ring with chairs. AJ, I see your comment. I'm not clicking on it. Watch it. It might, but as KO behind the American Nightmare. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's better than doing the matches and giving away the matches, right? So you find ways and excuses to bring people together instead of doing run-ins at the end of every match. That's my biggest complaint is I think a lot of bookers, you know, it's just we'll have a match and then after the match we'll have the people who are really going to fight get on each other's nerves and run in and cause trouble. So if you find an excuse for them to actually be there, it works better. As KO hands the belt to Cody and walks off, a little pat goodbye. Big cheers for KO tonight. Grab him. No, didn't happen. Yeah, no shit. Fair enough, MDV. As we go back to Solo, and as we go to Solo, you can hear the crowd singing. As Tama putting the necklace onto Solo. Wow, he's pulling like the Roman. I love you. Oh, foiled. Cody. Yep. Yes. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that one. I said I wouldn't. Damn it. As the crowd chants OTC, we go into our commercial break, and they are giving us a package for Gunther RKO. Gunther winning the King of the Ring with Randy's shoulder up. So we are getting the rematch, folks, and I'm looking forward to it. Yes, Cody versus KO in Berlin. It's going to cook. Cody versus KO will be a banger, undeniably. Fred, I'm with you, buddy. 100%. Dumbass. Only thing I want to hear is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want. Solo come out, run his mouth a little, and then again, I think Paul is going to get a huge pop. I just don't know how long Paul stays in the background. KO might turn heel. He might, but he's getting such a strong reaction. I don't know. He won't turn now. I don't think so. Tag match next week, A-Town down and Owens. Did they announce that yet, or are you assuming? I'm assuming as well. Cody and KO will definitely be a good match, but without a good build, it does have that wow factor for me. But I like the build. Like, you got to give them credit what they're building now. Like, you're in the build process, my guy. So right now you're like, it's like when you get your Legos and you're mad halfway through the castle that you don't like the castle. They are building it right now. So I give them credit. They started it last week with, and tying it into long-term storytelling of Cody, KO, are friends. They've helped, KO's helped Cody. They've worked together. And, Cody wants to reward his friend. Now, KO doesn't think he deserves it. So it'll be very interesting how that ties in. A little interaction tonight. We'll see if that's all we get. Speaking of a little interaction.
And actually, people who don't deserve things. But ladies and gentlemen, my name is...
Right. But, yeah, no, Nick, I think that KO, Cody, they are building it, and we're in the process of building it. You can't have a build before you have the build. But I said this is one of those examples of I really don't care about the build. This match is going to fucking go.
Yeah, well, and the build doesn't mean a ton because you kind of still know the outcome. Like, let's be honest, all due respect, Kevin Owens is not leaving Berlin world champion.
No.
Hate to tell you, hate to break it to you.
Spoiler.
Right, spoiler alert, but that's not going to be the case. So, no. And especially if you're not going to turn KO heel, you have to tread it lightly because you could get to where you get it turned a different way, what have you. So you do have to tread lightly into the build with it. I still think that, like you said, they are building towards it. But either way, this is going to be a hell of a match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, and I'm still curious, will there be some type of turn? Will it become necessary? KO getting a ton of love from the crowd tonight. Big pop right with every bit of the match. The 1, 2, 3 count was loud as we are getting an ad for the college football belt.
I almost got to need me that Notre Dame championship.
That Notre Dame belt looks pretty solid. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, well, and again, it kind of only just fits of it's A, my initials, and B, I was born in a Notre Dame family, so it's like I kind of need you. I kind of need
Notre Dame Cathedral.
Wait, what?
No. Otis, no. Titus O'Neil.
Ho. I'm really happy for how Titus has been able to pivot so well to go from sliding under rings to being the advocate, and being kind of the chairperson for what good faith in WWE should be.
Yeah, as we are. Oh, did they borrow Tony D's set?
No, this is actually a good one. This is actually looks like it might be a real set. But Jesus, what up? I don't think we've said may the blunt be with you yet so far.
Yeah, 39% of people are saying Heyman is no, 43% say Jimmy. 39% very close for Heyman and 18% for Jacob as far as who's most likely to appear tonight.
Fair enough. I think we good bit of that's wishful thinking, but yeah, no, this is very much they bought out the restaurant. It looks like in Interessante.
I like this a lot though. I like that they're rebuilt, like he's reminding everybody.
They're trying to make it matter.
Yo, why did it? Sorry, did yours black out?
No. Huh? That's the first time.
Twice. Why are they blacking out? Why are they blacking out a pre-tape?
That's the thing is I haven't had that. Maybe you're cutting out. I didn't even realize Escobar has an LWO tattoo on his hand.
No, I did not either.
Maybe that's just his stamp to be so you're in the club of you got to show us your stamp. Finally, KJ gets a blackout. Yes, finally.
Right? It hasn't happened. Right? Shit. This is great. This is really good.
It's needed. 100% it is needed. You need to establish them and not as this kind of middling whatever that they have been.
They're setting them up to go after LA, my guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that's the match that's set up of he's the number one contender. And I think he is granted a little bit cannon fodder in this of he's just somebody that it's a credible enough win. And he's going to like LA is winning this clearly. It'll still be probably a pretty good match. I don't think it's going to be something that continues on past too far down the road. If it does, then maybe they make it work, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, again, if you're trying to connect the dots, we get the Escobar big promo, and then you follow it up with LA Knight live in the building. So
right.
The writing
Star Lord vest.
Man, I said this. Were you here the other day when I said he looks like the Rocketeer?
I don't recall, but I mean, it kind of fits. So, like I said, he's got, I think, very much the Star Lordy kind of vest right now. But yeah, he even told him, cut my music.
Big cheers. The crowd's pretty lively tonight. Oh, I blanked. Did you blank?
No.
What the fuck is happening?
Welcome to the other side of the coin, sir. Now you know how it feels.
This never happens. Did I put it on the wrong? Am I on the American feed? What the fuck?
No, because I'm on the American feed. I don't have a NordVPN or anything. # not sponsored. But yeah, I've just got, regular Fox. Maybe Fox is just in the US of just saying fuck it at this point of we're gonna lose them in 2 weeks, so just fuck it.
Those uptight assholes. But will SmackDown always be 2 hours? I think so. I think Triple H hates 3 hours, so yes.
I don't think exactly Triple H hates 3 hours because he's managed to make Raw work.
But he said it. He does not like 3 hours. I'm quoting the man. Like,
oh, okay. Well, then fair, fine.
He does not
fine,
want to do 3 hours.
Fine.
Yes, just because he's good at it doesn't mean he wants to do it.
Fine.
Yeah, no, that's all. But yeah, no, I mean, I mean, Nick Khan would probably have every show be 4 hours.
No, I wouldn't ever. I'm not saying I would ever want SmackDown to be any more than 2 hours. I more of just was defending of Raw's managed to actually make 3 hours work.
Right.
Hey, Scott's watching us live from the Metallica concert. Think about that, my guy. Did you have that on your, wrestling bingo card that were more important than Metallica? Suck it, Lars.
Right. Scott, I want a video of Enter Sandman, man. Let's go.
No, I want someone record you watching us while they're playing Enter Sandman because I just want the juxtaposition to know that we took precedent over Metallica as we've got.
Mission is happy, yeah.
With getting bombarded by Chelsea Green and Piper.
Chelsea's doing real good shit, man.
Oh, this group works. Like, that's why I don't think you need any sort of, I know we've never really fully talked about it, but all of these factions, all of these trios, we don't need a trios title because you lose your tag team that you have here, namely Chelsea and Piper.
Right. SmackDown does not have enough for 3 hours, but they would augment. And keep in mind, there's members of the roster that aren't getting utilized to their full extent. So that's what would happen is they would augment and they would shift around. Not that it's going to happen, but they have plenty of talent to do 2 3-hour shows if they wanted. It's just the way it's set up now for a 2-hour show.
So Chelsea barges into Aldis's office because, Mishin was getting a title shot, and then, Nia Jax turns around and attacks Mia Yim and throws her into the door. So it looks like what we talked about of next week, probably, I assume, if we're going to get Mia Yim versus Nia Jax for the women's world title.
Here comes the Street Profits.
As KJ takes a pause for the cause. So he got scared off by the Profits. He's a disciple. But I do find it interesting of that for everybody that wants push more talent, use more talent on TV. Well, that required potentially more TV time, but we don't want to do that either. So it's that fine line and finding that fine balance, which I think WWE has obviously managed to do. They've got 6 years in the game, and especially now with Hunter at the helm and Shawn at NXT, they're doing the best to maximize minutes, I feel. As I've got the Profits coming out right now, so we are going to get the Street Profits taking on DIY for the number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. So let me know in the chat who you're taking 100% of. I honestly think it's got to be Profits. Now, it's interesting that, Bobby Lashley's now moved on. I think he's at this point clearly gone to where he's no longer with the company. Like, not just, oh, we're talking about contracts, what have you, but he's done. And I presume MVP, if he's not already, is pretty damn close. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the profits now going forward, because they were part of the pride that was going to be a thing and then just somehow never became a thing, or was really misused with the Final Testament. But what do you guys think? What do you guys and gals think is next for Bobby Lashley and MVP? I know we had them teased a little bit at Bloodsport. Everybody and anybody thinks that Bobby Lashley goes to AEW. Granted, I don't know who he wrestles in AEW that it comes across believable. Like, you're going to give me a Bobby Lashley versus an OC match and expect me to believe that OC could win? Okay. I really would like to see Bobby go to TNA. I think that would be an interesting kind of way to go with it. And you could still have Bobby versus Macklin. You could have Bobby versus Josh, Bobby versus Nemeth. You could have Bobby versus Moose. So I think that that's the better option to go. And is it interesting that TNA might be the better option for some of these people coming out than it would be AEW? Titus O'Neil was in the crowd. Yes, we did mention that, Damien. Shout out Titus of, again, 100%. The man's gone from sliding under rings to being, a hero outside of it as well. He's been, the face of, the good faith movement from WWE, doing, all of their charity work, all of that. And good on Titus, because man's got a huge personality. Anyone remember when it was like him and Gronk hosting? I think it was it Mania 36? Yeah, it was 36 at the Performance Center, I believe. And you had Titus with the big bug-eyed face after the Firefly Funhouse match. But yeah, Titus O'Neil's always been great. Maybe not the most over guy when it comes to in the ring or what have you. Like, could never really make it work, I guess. I don't know. Like, he's super talented, super athletic. And I want to give the guy all the love and praise. But yeah, he's a fantastic ambassador. Thank you, Tree. Absolutely. He's a fantastic ambassador for WWE. But speaking of ambassadors, you should be ambassadors for the Wrestling for Life Network. Everybody here that's watching us right now, if you haven't already let all of your friends and family, anybody that's out there watching pro wrestling at all, is getting back into pro wrestling, because that's very much seems to be a thing now. People are flocking back to pro wrestling because it's cool again. Make sure you let them know about the Wrestling for Life Network, because over here, big things popping, no things stopping. Up to something, season never sleeps. Already just 2 years in the game and already chomping at the bit with 6K, chasing down 10K, and it still keeps going and going and going. As we're back from commercial, about to kick off with Profits versus DIY. I've still got the Profits entrance, so we haven't even gotten DIY out here yet. But Steven's taking DIY. That was Titus. Thought it was Big Daddy Kane. Maybe he could play him in the biopic. He'd be better at playing him in the biopic than Nicolas Cage playing John Madden. What fever dream was that? But yeah, MDB with the we are. Like, so are we still on the DIY train? Are we still bigging them up? Are we big behind them after, everybody seemed to, act like they were the greatest tag team currently in pro wrestling after they finally won the tag belts, even though they've been blander than a saltine cracker that's been soaked in faucet water, that they, all of a sudden are back to being this great tag team. I think that they're still, stale as a $2 steak, but there's a really thin tag division, not just in WWE, not just in AEW, I think in pro wrestling as a whole. So I'll give them credit if they're going to, still run this up the flagpole, but you got to change some of this shit. Hey, Trick! But they don't even big up that he's in NXT, really. They got him with the SmackDown thing, or is this I'm waiting for them to do the lower package with, NXT going to the CW. As I say that, as Corey says it, but yeah, there's no edge, there's nothing to really grasp on with DIY outside of if you knew them and you liked them before. Outside of that, they're just generic. They are the great value of tag teams, I feel, honestly. And that pains me to say of how talented these guys are. But let me know, folks, who you taking right now. Again, this would be number one contender of who you think is going to end up taking on. Would it go back to the Gorillas of Destiny if Jacob's, banged up? Are we going Freebird rules here? Or do we get, say a DIY Tommaso and Gargano taking on Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu? They're not doing anything different than what got them over initially in NXT. They're doing a whole hell of a lot different, Boston. It's getting literally, it's just a generic, bland ass tag team. And again, I think it's a bit of the problem of the genie came out of the bottle of them having their issues and everything. So to kind of easily put that genie back in the bottle is a little interesting. And I think, honestly, it just comes down to the way they've been booked, the way they've been presented, and that goddamn theme song. It haunts me. It haunts me. Yeah, DIY is lacking that sauce, that swag, that demure. Absolutely. 100%. They've got the walk. They've got the talk. They've got that grace. That's all missing here. Why was not Bailey tonight? Jobson, halfway coherent sentence. We've still got plenty of time on the clock. We've still got about a half hours. We got a double flapjack from the Street Profits on to Gargano's tag and a Dawkins, but still could be seen. And maybe we kind of need to have Bailey away and a little refresher, perhaps. You've got to let some things play out.
Speaking of refreshed.
Right.
Yeah, no, Bailey's just taking a breather. She just lost the title, guys, and you got to let Nia Jax move on to someone else. Like, right. I mean, you can't do that if Bailey's still lurking in the shadows. So, again, good wrestling companies have people move in and out so you don't get sick of them.
Right. Hi. I'm getting halfway distracted by a Beetlejuice 2.0 commercial. I said Beetlejuice and KJ disappeared. Maybe I have to say it 2 more times. Don't come back. Oh, yeah, jinxed me. Beetlejuice. Canada. Does that work?
Say his name.
Hey, it worked. Hey,
Canada worked.
Right. But Boston out here saying that DIY hasn't changed up since they were in NXT, since they were the OG DIY before, we're getting tossed into Titantrons and so on. That is the same sauce, but I think our palates have changed.
A little bit. I think part of it was, they were part of like this movement, this, part of the NXT brand. And they had a lot of phenomenal matches. I think what faded on the main roster was I feel like they stopped having really good matches. I was more of a Ciampa guy than a Gargano guy for a long time. I didn't like the way. So I think
that was just in the way.
It really was. So I think at the end of the day, there is some truth to what Boston says as far as they haven't changed a lot, except, I would love to get like Psycho Killer, Ciampa. Yeah, right? Like, come on. I want a little more edge. I think we can get more out of Ciampa than we're getting right now, but we'll see. I mean, we could get a turn.
But even if you want to say it's the same thing, cool, great. That doesn't mean what worked in 2018 works in 2024. You've got to change with the times. You've got to adjust. Like I said, it might be the same sauce, but our palates have changed. You need to add a little spice, add a little kick of. Is it that once you let the genie out of the bottle, you open Pandora's box of you had the feud between Gargano and Ciampa, you kind of can't put that back in the box.
You can.
Like that never happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've done it before.
You can be friends, but you've still got to at least add that they have an edge now, that they've grown, they've developed, they've matured.
Yeah, you want a little bit of something out of them that's not what it was. Like, I mean, again, they had the advantage, similar to AEW, Nick, of like, if you're a diehard AEW fan, you're tuning in for a tag team or a couple wrestlers, you're kind of invested in them as a part of the whole thing. And that's kind of what it was with NXT, of like, you couldn't get enough of NXT and they were a good part of it, a big part of it. So now they're just small, kind of the small fish in a big pond. So I do think that you're right. Like, I mean, there has to be, I mean, the DIY thing can only go so far. You put them back together because you thought the crowd was going to go crazy. They just didn't. Times have changed.
Well, Larry agreeing with you, KJ. I agree. Ciampa should be the version when he faced Thatcher. I still always want no one can survive. Like,
just the
peak heel Ciampa was best heel. Or even when he just came out to no music of just few. He was the troll heel before, like, in MJF was a troll heel.
Oh, no, he was outstanding. And I mean, when he was cutting those promos and, like, you know, oh, slingshot spear. But but they're doing okay with DIY as far as, at least now they're putting them in good tag team matches. They had a good one to win the titles. They're having a good one tonight. That's what you need to do. You got to keep giving us good tag team matches for us to believe in anybody.
Right.
But yeah, that Ciampa, the my precious, this belt's mine, daddy's home,
Big Goldie.
Yeah, like that was the best Ciampa.
Yeah. I just got this thing shot. Now I've got a tag and a Ciampa. My head behind.
Oh, I got the assisted. Wow, back suplex.
Flips out.
Two count. Let me know when you get the 2 count.
I might get there someday.
You will. You're right there.
I've got Ciampa running wild. Ciampa mania.
But then he gets thrown.
It's tossed to the suplex. Now I've got it. Oh, duh. 2 count. There we go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you pause and get like ahead of me?
The reason I paused was I had to tweak something. I was getting the blackout. I learned the blackouts were not Fox related. They were monitor related.
I was like, I was expecting they were vitamin related.
Oh, here we go again. Shit. The crowd popping for this match. Yes, they are.
Oh, big knee. They can still, like, that's the thing, is they can still go in the ring, but it's one of those, if you don't get as up for it, anything like that, like, it's weak sauce, applesauce a bit with this, of, you know how good they are, of, like, even Johnny coming out to this rebel, or this rebel heart, rebel heart. I kind of liked it, but he was over like Finn Rover. Remember, he was the HBK of NXT, him and Adam Cole for the longest time.
Right.
That's part of why Adam Cole was Adam Cole.
Oh.
And then he comes out here and just blends on his same face.
One, two. Did I get ahead of you again?
Oh, yes, you did. I've got double dives onto the outside, so
let me know when you get the 2 count. Ciampa's been in the pit since NXT. I think they did him a disservice when they brought him up and they put him with the Miz and they made him look like
just neon fucking bullshit attire and everything.
Right. You get the 2 count after the Swanton?
I'm not even anywhere near a Swanton. I'm at super kicks trading back and forth. Now 1, 2 count. I got 2 count after double super kick. Or trading of super kicks, and I'm in a commercial break. So again, I don't know where you are.
You passed me. I'm in the commercial, and we'll figure it out. You passed me. DIY has a generic face tag team that benefits from a hot tag team division in NXT. When they went solo, they really took off individuals. Yeah, again, what you do is week in and week out, you book them strong. You book them in good matches. They might lose this one. They might win it. We don't know. But you keep them like this is an entertaining match. So you're trying to revamp your tag team division. Even the Street Profits are stale. New Day's stale. Like, you know, they're all kind of stale in the tag team division.
Tag team wrestling as a whole is stale. Like day old, musty, crusty ass bread at this point.
100%.
Well, and Tree out here with a preview of what could be. Could we see, even like we've talked about it, of Gargano and Ciampa feel like 2 singles wrestlers put back into a tag team? It's been the talk for the longest time of Dawkins and Ford. If they split up and we get a Montez Ford single run, we get an Angelo Dawkins single run.
Yeah, that's the hard part though, is we're clamoring for solid tag teams, and then we break up solid tag teams. So yeah, Montez Ford
But
has.
if we were clamoring for solid tag teams, could we say that they're actually solid tag teams?
Well,
because they're there as tag teams, so we can't say we need tag teams if they're already there.
No, but we don't have enough of them. Like there's not enough. Like beyond the couple that
just
I know.
Burn it down and just start anew. Just fuck it. I'll just start over.
I think that's where we're kind of at, right? Like that's partly why I think they put the belts on DIY. Is DIY is going to offer you a better match, but then they lost them to someone else. But it was going to be a better setup. It was a babyface angle, but I think they are trying to make at least the tag team wrestling interesting.
Oh, absolutely. But I think are we at a point to where it needs new faces? To where the New Day is passe. The Street Profits are now, the geriatrics. Of DIY is more, Bob Vila.
That's a bit of a reach.
I was just trying to come up with some stuff.
They're just ancient.
They're midlife. They're the midlife crisis.
Let me know when you come back out of commercial.
Okay, I've got an ad for the 49ers for some reason.
Is there a Niner?
Did I hear a Niner in there? You calling from a walkie-talkie?
Zilla seems like a face character, but what I've seen
doesn't matter. Shit. I'm back from commercial.
No. Big Boo.
Yep.
All right, we're off and running. Yeah, again, that's the trick, and that's where we talk about wrestling fans kind of not knowing what they want at times of like, we need more tag teams. We need better tag team wrestling. Oh, but the New Day are on the verge of breaking up, but the Street Profits breaking up now. I'm like, shit, now that's another tag team. Are you going to bring in MCMG? If you do, who are they going to fight?
But are we in a bit of a rebuild? Are we in that era of the tag team? But I'm 450, but knees up. 1, 2 go.
100%. We've been talking about the rebuild for months. Like, this is the project. Like, I know people are getting, as usual, not, the most paid. Oh, Gargano going to the pin.
No, Dawkins breaks it up now.
Great match. And I think that's what they did in NXT back in the day. Is you had these insane tag team matches, FTR, Alpha Academy, AOP, believe it or not. Like, they had the DIY. You had these amazing tag team matches, and I think that's what Triple H is trying to do here. And we've watched it kind of evolve.
He fucked up a roll up. Oh,
big knee with the spit.
Tag the Dawkins.
The only thing I would do is Street Profits, make them heel.
High cutter. Like, what's the good name that they call that? Do they have a name for it?
I don't know. It's beautiful.
And he kicked out.
Woo!
I literally was looking at you all right, so it'll be nice when they take on, Tama Tonga, and do they take on Jacob, or is it Tonga Loa? Nope, kick out.
Apparently, any member of the Bloodline can defend the belt, the tag belt.
Bloodline rules.
Bloodline rules. I was looking at you. You were looking at me.
But what does Bobby not being in WWE anymore, as I feel like that's now official, like a referee whistle, does that affect the Profits at all? Because they were part of the Pride. Fair enough. It was a question.
I don't think it should. I think, with the Profits, you have young talent that you haven't, like you said, you haven't even tapped into what like a Montez could do on a solo run. Like Montez, to me, I think Dawkins, but I think Montez has championship written on his forehead.
Oh, yeah. He's got a U.S. champ run in him at minimum. Man's got bungees for knees. They're setting it up. The pedigree.
Fairy tale ending with the super kick in the mix. Two.
Wow. All right.
Oh, the crowd is going banana sandwich.
This is winning us back of all the naysaying and the rebuild talks of, all right, just let them cook. Let them cook.
The business model is simple. Show up and show out. And that's what they got to do with the tag team division. Too long, the tag team division's been shitty. You got to give us matches like this for no reason.
How does the slingshot spear in like goddamn crossroads and Gargano still standing on his feet?
They're setting it up.
The Doomsday Blockbuster.
Super block.
1, 2.
Ah, there you go.
Oh. Dawkins like literally just fucking like a salmon climbing upstream, just jumped over the ramp onto Jabba because they did the wide pan shots. So you saw him just,
right. But I like that they did that. Like, you know, you create that, right? Instead of the guy just like, oh, this match is over now. I think it's great.
Oh, the second I sat there and saw Ciampa coming in, I was like, he's gonna break it up. He's gonna break it up.
Dude. They have it advertised as Jacob.
Oh,
now I don't know if that will change. And we haven't seen Tonga, by the way, tonight. Leo.
He's still figuring out how to get out of the bathroom stall. He's just pressing against. He's out there with a walking cane and everything.
But yeah,
Captain Ron out there.
And that is the type of match for anyone out there says, "Oh, I can't believe the DIY." Blah blah blah. That is the type of match that get both teams over, win or lose. Both teams look good, and when DIY shows up next week to work, you still want to see them fight.
That's the match that makes any sort of critic, even like us, and trust me, I even acknowledged it myself during the match. That makes any sort of critic just shut the fuck up, honestly, because they showed up and showed out because that's what the show's about with that.
And that's what you have to do. If you want us to believe in the tag team division, you got to book
6-woman tag match. Sorry, next week again, it's Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and Blair versus as Anthony labeled them, Destiny's Child, but Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill. And next week we've got U.S. title match, LA Knight versus Escobar.
So I knew they were building for this, and we're getting it next Friday. Let's go.
Well, we're now in that little bit of a period to where we're going to actually get the weekly shows that need to build and stand on their own instead of just building to a pay-per-view.
Yeah. And Big Dog said it was a botch on that roll. That was more of a slip up than a botch. It was a oof. Oh shit. But they got it.
But it's again with guys like that, if they can make stuff like that, that's literally, they can slide through, and even if it is a miscue, a misstep, what have you, can just instantly roll it into the next thing. Right. It's called improv. It's yes and. You got a yes and.
Yeah, I see a lot of we talk about.
Well, now I got a fucking blackout. You cursed me. The solo's coming out, and I got a blackout.
Way to the ring again with just Tama.
Again, Tonga's just out there, just trying to figure out where he's going.
Mm-hmm. If Tama ever gets kicked out of the bloodline, he could go native and go Tama Tonka. No?
Tatonka. Camacho Tonka.
Tonga Leo put the eye patch on his good eye, and he's walking in the Raw. That's when Nick
walking in circles. As I'm getting an advertisement for Monday Night Raws, we're getting a multi-women tag team match for the women's tag team titles of Alba Fire. Go ahead.
That can't be overlooked, Nick. Like you got your women's tag titles on both shows. Like, Monday they're involved in this situation on Monday, and then Wednesday they're in a 6-women tag. Like, again, if you use them, we'll start cheering for them. And they're using them. They're using them sufficiently.
Right. And I think it's a point even stronger to what you were saying with the men's tag division of use them and actually use them well, and they will come. Of just let them wrestle and they will come. It's a little Field of Dreams-ish a bit out here.
Very much. As ladies and gentlemen, we are on a commercial break. Solo on the way to the ring, and that means we are very close to Roman Reigns as we are in the main event spot tonight. The night flew by, Nick. I don't remember much of what happened on SmackDown. Do you?
We talk a lot
tonight.
But no,
vanished.
Well, that's the thing is it's really been really good matches. Like, if you had to compare right now, to me, if I'm comparing Monday Night Raw, it still has its good matches, everything. It's very story. And that's fine because you need that over 3 hours. Of SmackDown right now has been banger matches, and I didn't even want to use that term because I feel like we abuse it.
We do.
But these have been fantastic matches between Carmelo and Andrade, DIY, the Street Profits. You even still had some good matches that have filled in between with like Blair and Naomi, but you've had really fantastic in-ring wrestling so far.
Yeah.
With subtle storytelling.
Yeah, not a whole lot of like
they don't beat you over the head with it.
Yeah, not a lot happened. We kind of just like kind of cruise through things tonight. I've like even some of the angle stuff that we did get was like very quick. Like a good match with KO, a good match with I thought Naomi's match was solid. I thought I liked the way the show started with Nia. I know people aren't gonna like it, but I did. I like that Mission's getting some love. A lot of people wanted what's that?
I said it died a death. It cliff dove.
Well, the Pretty Deadly might have killed it. Some people thought it was okay. I didn't. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, I've it's been an interesting show. Again, maybe not the highest of through the roof marks, but not bad at all. And
but see, I think it's interesting because it's a juxtaposition of, like I said, of Monday Night Raw's been is heavy story,
right,
and SmackDown's been heavy in ring.
Yeah, you might be right.
You could challenge that DIY versus Profits was match of the week, and we were out here poo-pooing this match to start it off.
Yeah.
As I'm getting an advertisement for Sunday with the New Orleans Saints taking on the 49ers in preseason, which, by the way, we will be doing the fantasy football league again. We're still just tweaking everything and all of that to make sure the bots and the anonymous teams and all of that fucking wither their way out of this. But we'll keep you updated. We got you cooking.
Yeah, the fake teams that only accept trades to certain people
listen
are not a thing. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear my voice and you're interested, by all means, send us a DM. You can't send it from a blank account. It's got to be your account so we know you're a human. And then at that point, we will give you the link. And we will, once we get the right number, we'll try and get a draft up very quick because the season is coming.
Pause.
OTC.
Right, but you saw talking of he put his finger up and then OTC. No.
So far, the show gets a strong 2. Henry, I love it. I know nobody got set on fire.
I know one man who needs to acknowledge me. You won't acknowledge me. I know one man who needs to acknowledge me. Roman Reigns.
Oh, this is getting good.
You call yourself the tribal chief. The OTC, whatever the hell that means. Is Solo the best out of the Usos on the mic?
No, Jay and Jimmy are both really good. Jay and Jimmy are both really good with the mic. Like they've got some really good sound bites.
Way better. Jay's probably the best, but I'm really surprised with the development of Solo with all of this.
What they did with Solo, Nick, is they found his pocket. As here comes Roman.
I still don't know how I feel because I was really partial to the Final Fantasy. Oh hey, oh hey, the fucking choir, entrance. It felt like final boss shit of like, oh, you done fucked up now,
right?
And I know it's still got that tinge, but the and weird drums at the beginning throw me off.
Yeah. Fox always does black screen. Yeah, apparently they're really sensitive to flipping the bird.
Right?
Dude, I want that.
What is he wearing?
It's like a hoodie t-shirt. I want it.
He's gonna have a flat jacket. He's gonna have like the big dog fucking Roman Reigns. Bro, why would you wear that? Why else would you can see the outline?
He is not gonna wear that.
Why would you wear a sleeve? Why would you wear a sleeved t-shirt under a sleeveless hoodie?
No, I think it's all built into one.
No, it's not. It's two articles of clothing on top.
He's got a cutoff hoodie over a t-shirt. He's not wearing the vest though. You're nuts. He's way past the big dog vest, bro. Come on now.
No, it's protection. I came prepared. He's Bret Hart with Goldberg, and you're gonna spear me, and you're gonna get the bulletproof vest.
Begging for a Heyman. Yeah, I was hoping Heyman right there.
Yeah, see, that's two articles of clothing. Unless he's got a different slogan on the other t-shirt.
I want it. Where do you find that style of hoodie t-shirt?
We have a merch store. We can make them. You know that, right?
No, that's not true. That's factually.
We'll find a way.
Bills game tomorrow, Big Nick.
Oh, preseason. Yeah. Well, and shit. Yeah. We've had some fucking interesting injuries. But we'll talk about that on shit. We can't even talk about that Sunday. It'll be after
Sunday. We'll talk some
Sunday.
football.
Sunday we'll talk foosball. Foosball.
Solo. Big OTC chance. Listen, Henry. Listen.
Right. Well, Solo's handing the. So is this like Killmonger and T'Challa right now? Are we just Black Panthering the shit out of this? Of you're gonna fight me for the fucking
honor
rose-shaped herb?
Yeah.
So he hands it to him and he's get out of the ring.
Dude, they should have just an outright fist fight, not a wrestling match, just an outright fist fight. And remember, Roman hasn't grabbed a microphone yet.
But that's what's so. Can we just admit Roman's the GOAT at this point? Like Roman has fully achieved what everybody thought, as they're just throwing hands.
There we go. Perfect. No,
Roman is literally what you would envision, like a pro wrestler. You fantasize when you make a career wrestler.
Oh wait, here comes Tama. No, seriously, where's Tonga?
Well, no, I was going to say, remember when people were saying that, Tama Tonga was like the, doppelganger to Roman Reigns when he actually had the long hair and the beard and everything.
You're a Nagi.
What's the difference between a Uranagi and a rock bottom? Is it just you fall with them?
Stay standing.
You
throw them opposed to flatten with them.
Fair enough.
I just made that up on the spot, but I think it's
No, you're fine. But yeah, Roman Reigns showing up is goddamn Mufasa. Is Simba showing up to take on goddamn Scar?
It's that scene in the fucking end of where the fucking Simba comes up through the fire when you had
long live the king.
Yeah. OTC. So right? Back up. Roman trying to go for the power bomb.
But that's the thing is this is now setting up to where you're going to have someone to even the odds. Jimmy. See Henry saying Jimmy will save Roman. John C. agreeing with me. It's T'Challa and Killmonger.
Yeah, 100%. Wakanda forever. That's what they're doing.
Tribal chief forever.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Oh, dodges a Samoan spike into a Samoan Superman punch.
But you know what? Roman can't keep whooping this man's ass. Solo needs
yes, the fuck he can because it's fun as
shit.
Solo
needs some comeuppance.
Ooh. Spear. Just take it. He had it last week. It's there.
It looks like Roman doesn't need help. That's the issue. You need Roman to get fucked up a little. Or he doesn't need any support.
He's about to just take it and the time. Yeah, just moves the tag belt. What a pins. Just fuck that shit. That don't mean nothing. Way to just bury the tag division in one swoop. Right. Literally. Put it on.
Yo, he won't get it on. Someone's going to fuck that up.
Come on. Do it.
Oh, who's going to get him? Somebody's going to get him, Nick.
Fucking, if it's going to be... No, he puts it on. Let's get go. Your tribal chief. The original tribal chief. All 17 herbs and Samoan spices out here. Putting on, the ceremonial lay.
Oh, wait a minute. Jacob!
Oh, holy shit! Now Jacob out here and again in the walking boot. You know what's funny is Jacob made it out here in a walking boot faster than Tongaloa with an iPad.
Yeah, Tongaloa is still lost.
He's still hitting walls like a Roomba.
Jacob has got Roman, throws him into the hole.
100%. This is the holy shit fucking moment. This is the collision we've been waiting for. I've said this for the longest time. And again, it works of Solo was the afterthought. Now we've got Jacob out here just destroying the ever-loving Jesus out of Roman Reigns. The big bug eyes from Romans. When's the last time you've seen that?
Here's the dilemma, bro. Is the walking boot kayfabe, or is he just a mental case?
If he just takes it off and just hits him in the head with it.
Yeah.
But
Jacob,
this is 100% what you've wanted this whole time, and they're going to shield powerbomb him. And again, I still think it's very poignant that Jacob's still in the same position Roman was when they do the shield powerbomb. Oh, now they're going to have Solo do it.
And remember, the necklace fell off Roman symbolically, and they are down goes Roman, eating the powerbomb. And again,
that's a la Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm. The bad guy needs his enforcer. This is why Jacob can't align with Roman.
Mucho grazie. And again,
like I said,
Jacob's just dragging Roman as even the fleas, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are breaking off the legs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't think of anything.
They're gonna put it on them. This is cinema. Holy shit! Wow, look, we thought we were done, folks. We thought we were done and going home.
But this is what we needed.
Hold my walking boot.
We've been clamoring for this, though, of the moment to where they just decimate, they destroy Roman.
I just said it. Roman can't keep winning. He keeps fucking everybody up. He needs to get his comeuppance, and he got it.
You've got all of them just throwing up the ones as Roman's there just grasping, just struggling to breathe right now.
And Jacob on one leg. Like, I'm good. Tonga couldn't show up with one eye, but this man showed up with one foot.
Like I said, he's like a goddamn Roomba, still hitting walls. But that's the moment we were all waiting for, and that shows the true equalizer in all of this is Jacob Fatu, and that to me is the money match. That's why we delayed it. That's why we prolonged it. But good God, is that a way to end SmackDown?
Yeah, man. And Jacob looking the way he looks right now, like looking swole, Fatu. It brings another element to what he brings to the table. Like, he knew he was coming to the WWE and he hit that gym hard. He was like, I'm going to be on TV.
And even Roman out here, he's all thinned out, cut as too. But again, it is eerily reminiscent to me of how they took out Heyman. Now, granted, Heyman obviously can't fight back as much, what have you, but it's the same thing of the shield powerbomb through the table and just decimate and then just stand over the corpse. So now maybe we get a bit of a delay. We get a week or two. No Roman. And again, we only had him advertised for these two. So maybe we get a pause. We get a delay. We get post Berlin. And then we get a, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
We need it. We need it. I think the crowd's going to come unglued. And again, Roman came back to a triumphant return. The heroes welcome. And he was on a roll. And then there comes the point where he can't do it. It can't be that easy. And like you said, Jacob Fatu becomes the ultimate equalizer. That's the big showdown on the way to, again, like any good movie, it's the second. It's always the second in command, the big heavy. That's the problem. The leader's usually a bit schmarmier than that guy. And that's it. His Solo can't beat him, but Jacob can.
Is it interesting, though, that like Jacob's the more entertaining matchup than even Solo? Like, we were literally like, cool, so Solo just lost, and now Jacob's like, fuck it, he took it, he won it, now I'm challenging him for it. If it was Jacob challenging Roman for the head of the table, for the tribal chief of Solo, just, you can have that. You go back over there.
Yeah, no, I think it's still really played. I'm still very intrigued about the Solo matchup, and I get it. Like, I hear what you're saying as far as what Jacob's doing, but Roman will get that Jacob match at some point, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. But I think, ultimately that story, right? Like, it leads to Solo, and they will all have a part in it. And I think they're doing phenomenal. Like, what a way to end the show. I thought the show was like average to kind of solid. The ending steals it and really gives it some love. I mean, that might have been the best ending of the week. I mean, overall, like the best angle of the week. The best
so what would be your rating for the show? As everybody else can let us know, folks, as I've got Rampage kicking off right now with AEW. And boy, howdy, do we have some Meltzer things to talk about.
Holy fuck, do we ever?
Right, but no, that was a fantastic way to end SmackDown. And again,
saved it.
We were waiting. Well, I don't think exactly saved it. I don't think it was that far. that far, but I do think that we were waiting and needed that point of when are we going to get this Roman comeuppance, because he showed up and just decimated everybody like by himself. You were even talking about like the chat was joking around. He don't need no help. It doesn't look like, and then he just gets taken out by Jacob.
And without Tonga Loa, like I mean, again, they're still a man short, and they're still.
He didn't miss. Does he make a difference?
Well,
he's not out there to tape punch anybody. He's not out there to hold titles the wrong way. He's not out there to miss going in the turnbuckles. And I love him. I know he's got it in him, but he just struggles.
He's had a couple bumpy moments, but again, I think he'll be fine long term. So yeah, I mean, again, he helps the cause, even if it is just the first guy to take the beating on the way to the other three. They want to keep Roman and Jacob apart. No, they don't. Yeah, again, that's misfits. Touche.
Well, they did for a minute, and it's been a minute.
Again, even at the beginning of the show, I talked about, keeping them apart. I think that was the idea, and that I didn't imagine, like, I don't think the injury's fake. They have it reported out there that we won't see Jacob till around Survivor Series. And then boom. So good on everybody, because yeah, I'd like to think that they're not keeping them apart. Jacob, whether he's hurt or not, still able to do what he just did. It's insane. It's fucking insane.
And and especially though, you're not going to have him involved with that if he's actually like hurt and going to be out for a hot minute. As we are on our way, by the way, with the conglomeration of Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Ishii. So universe mode in AEW taking on the Outrunners and the Butcher, which I guess is just 80s nostalgia of it's like 80s gimmicks versus Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Welcome to Rampage. But 8 out of 10 from Eric. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Jay. No, again, they keep us. That's what I like. I mean, again, we're sitting here going, Jimmy. No Jimmy yet. Now we got to wait a little bit longer. I'm still excited. Could it be Jay? Is Paul going to be here tonight? Dude, I mean, they got weeks and weeks and weeks of content where we're still like, oh, what's happening? Oh,
just able to dangle it along. But now, as I see, I can't remember, it was somebody was mentioning about the Ufalale or whatever it's actually called of the lay, and also the bracelet with CM Punk. Of how do you feel is that like the focus now of WWE storytelling is, inanimate objects, or are we actually able to, as wrestling fans, understand symbolism? I feel like William Dafoe from Boondock Saints, symbolism is, I think, the words you were looking for.
This has made my brain hurt for days now. The stupidity of like the WWE is fighting over bracelets and necklaces. Oh my God. We can't be this. This is why people like the wrestling that just sets people on fire. Yeah, like the people who are like, we don't need bad guys and good guys, just fall through shit.
No, this is why people look at pro wrestling as like not the same as like watching a movie or anything like that.
Dumb shit. It is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But again, it's the point, right? Like they're fighting over the head of the table. They're not fighting over the fucking necklace. But whoever's wearing the necklace is no different. I mean, dude, on the other show, I had people fucking slow-mo replays of grown adult males making each other peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Let's pick our battle.
Who giraffes? Yes, no, like I said, for anyone who's watched Boondock Saints with William Dafoe there, I believe the word you're looking for is symbolism. Sometimes you need something to represent everything that's wrapped up in a story, whether it be the bracelet. It's not just, it's a bracelet. It represents Punk's family. It represents everything that he holds valuable, he holds sacred. Same thing, obviously, with I'm not even attempting the Samoan name, but the lay, the ceremonial lay and everything like that with the tribal chief. That's why it was a big moment. Why we fucking popped. He just put it on his fucking shoulders and everything, because it's what it represents. It's what's established. It's the same thing. I don't want to say it's fully the same thing, but it's similar to like world titles. It's what it represents. It's Money in the Bank briefcase contract. It's all of that. It's what the shit means, what it's valued at, of the value you've put upon it.
Absolutely. Larry's got 7.5. Damien's got 9. No need for an overrun. Plus, Fox won't allow it because they play the news. It seems Tony Khan pulled up Brian Alv as he said that his annulment was imminent, but he hasn't said anything besides Texas Stadium News.
He's being annulled from AEW. He's divorcing AEW.
Well, I was going to say Meltzer and Alvarez can't annul. You know they've consummated. So,
oh, the question is, how many times do we consummate the marriage?
Fun SmackDown. It was a fun SmackDown. It went fast, and like I said to Nick as we were going into the main event of like, man, and like it just happened. Like I had to sit there and think, what really happened tonight? Like we just ran through it. It was like a flip book.
Right.
5. Could Seth Rollins help Roman? I don't see it happening.
No. Why would you get that involved already? Like he's already got. You've got too many flames in the fire, or whatever the fuck the phrase is. He's already involved with Punk. He's already involved with Drew. Why cross streams?
Yeah, no crossing streams. 8 out of 10. Delay it. It's only been a week.
Fine. Misfit.
Yeah, you might have to.
No, it's been like 2 weeks.
No, but I mean, again, I feel like I was wrong. Like I feel like my thought was that they weren't going to be near each other. I was wrong. They surprised me, and I give them marks for that. That's part of why they're going to get a good mark for me tonight. Was when we're doing these live predictions and giving our opinion on, on the spot, not rehearsed. We don't get to, make notes or have people make notes for us. Tonight they got me. I was wrong. There's Jacob kicking him in the head. Last thing I expected tonight.
Well, it's a happy wrong. Like it's one of those like, fine, I'll take being wrong because it's still good. Like it's almost better that I am wrong.
Yeah. No, make me wrong all the time. Make me wrong all the time.
No, don't do that because then you end up like me. Don't do that.
Well, I mean, again, but as a fan, you're excited. When you're leaning one way and they go the other, you got to give them credit. 9 out of 10 from AJ. Roman needs Granddaddy Wiseman. We need Paul back. Let's go.
Right.
Rampage. I always do Rampage things. Rehash NWO. It's
no. You added a W into your own answer. It's just no. I don't see how the comparable I get of what a dominant faction, but then you can say that with any dominant faction, whether it be the Authority, the Shield, in the Nexus, what have you.
You don't really need the NWO in the sense of you have the Bloodline running around causing trouble, right? Like you have
the NWO called shots. I would say the Elite and everything in AEW is closer to the NWO than the Bloodline is.
I guess so. I mean, when you go into like the Paul Heyman side of the Bloodline, they were definitely shot callers and running their show.
Well, they didn't book shit on their own. How many times were they?
As far as being a dominant faction, they're not the same. But
I have both of the Outrunners getting dumped down to the outside by Ishii as.
I got a hot tag to Ishii.
I have tag into OC, so let me know when you get a tag into OC.
Yeah, this faction is fucked.
The conglomeration.
8.5 out of 10 next week. OC fell off the apron. Big shoulder. I think either next week or very, very soon we'll get all 3 back. I mean, they'll do it in order, and I think they'll keep us waiting because they know they got time to kill. Like it's a far ways away from Survivor Series or Bad Blood.
Do a Jimmy first, maybe even a Jay, and then you do ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the Bloodline, or what have you. You go an angle like that, like he's the last one. Sorry.
I think I would personally go with like the order of ease. So Paul Heyman to me is the easiest to talk back into the loop. Jimmy would be second, Jay's third or fourth. Sammy might be third if they run Sammy through this, which I think they are. So yeah, I think they have this plotted out, and I think over time, over the next couple months, we're going to get a lot of moments of holy shit, oh my god, just like we did tonight. Tonight, you're like, oh, Roman's going to put that necklace on, kicked in the face. Like it's great.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a ton of sense, and I fully agree with it, and especially probably if you're going to involve if you're going to bring in a Sammy's the last person to bring in.
Right. SmackDown made me so sleepy.
Have you gotten a tagged OC or?
Yeah. What?
Have you gotten a tagged OC? I was trying to stick up.
I got OC sitting on a chair.
Oh, for
Jesus. Big uppercut. Superman punch. It's hard to flag you down when you're on a roll, bro.
No, you're good.
Like
I was the one trying to flag you.
That's what we talked about.
Let me know when you've got. I've got the winner and all of that. So let me know when you've got.
Big clothesline by EG. 7.5 for SmackDown. I'm kind of in that neighborhood. I'll give it an 8. I think highly entertained. Went fast. Roman's ending to it all. As right now, give me a second, but I'll give it an 8. As now I finish the match.
8.5 for me.
Okay.
I think, you could maybe pull some things back, what have you, with some of the tertiary stuff, but I think in ring they delivered with Andrade. And Carmelo, and on top of that, the tag match made us all kind of eat crow a bit. So I think that really over delivered 100% and reminded us, like, allow me to reintroduce myself. And then the ending was great. So I'll say 8.5. I think that's probably about what I gave Monday Night Raw. So I think they're almost on par-ish. And like I said, I think there's the difference now. We're seeing, again, the differentiating between brands.
Yeah, I think so in a lot of ways. But and again, I give them credit because as I got Nyla Rose. Oh no.
Yes, I have Nyla Rose showing up right now. What the flying fuck? I believe she's the next matches. I've still got the Outrunners, which, by the way, the conglomeration picked up the win here. But
yeah. 6.9 out of 10. The end was good. Tag match.
Erica Lee. Oh, so it's Erica Lee. So taking on Nyla Rose. So we're going on straight on from the Outrunners to the Outrunners version of Sherry Martel.
Yes.
Sensational Sherry instead of she's just scary and hairy.
Yeah, she's funny as hell. Completely baffled. Again, it's weird. She's about to. Why is Nyla Rose getting job matches? What are they building?
No, we've got a good kind of push on Nyla Rose out here. Honestly, like Nyla Rose has been prominently featured.
Why is what is happening? I guess. All right.
I will not stand for no Nyla Rose hate, but you can have it.
Right. What else we got, folks? Yeah, and if you are just tuning in, we are watching Rampage, and we are breaking down what we just got from SmackDown tonight. 8 out of 10, 1.7 out of 10. All right,
that's aggressive.
Yeah, 7.5 from Anthony, not bad. There's so much to unpack here. What do you want to talk about?
Well, we got Roman with a 10 out of 28. We've got Boston saying he forgot about the Andrade Melo match. That was good as well. I can go 7.5. What is this fucking, Pawn Stars of, I can at least meet you. At least meet me on an 8 and a quarter, and I can move with it.
Right.
As Nyla picks up the win, as golfers giving us a 2.3 out of 10. Is that what you're rating on the match there between Nyla and not sensational Sherry, but just hairy and scary there?
If you're pushing Nyla Rose as a big bad heel that's on the come up, that was perfect.
I think she's a big bad babyface.
Okay. All right. I'm confused.
Okay. You instantly pivot shifted like a motherfucker. I could hear the gears turn.
Yeah, like, fuck this. It's stupid.
You're like, nope, that's not what I'm about.
Like, what are we doing? Why is Nyla doing? Why is Nyla?
Because there's no baby faces in that fucking division.
So where you get Nyla Rose, babyface Nyla Rose versus Mercedes?
Who else is in that division? You've already split the division because you've got a top title and a mid card title, and you have what is supposed to be arguably your biggest women signee holding the mid card title and almost trying to make the mid card title the bigger feud than your world title. Like it's all over the fucking place. You still don't know where Jamie Hayter is. She's out there like goddamn Pluto.
We lost Jamie.
Right.
I was setting up the graphic for All In, And it kind of, as in the process, it was kind of almost came to me like, and we do all this, but had that moment of like, really, the two mid-card titles feel like the two important matches, the most important matches on the ladies and the men's side. Like you got Mercedes, DMD, then you got Tony and Mariah. Tony and Mariah feel like a secondary story to Mercedes. Swerve and Danielson are definitely secondary. The only way you would even consider it a more important story is Danielson's potential retirement, but it's MJF Ospreay. Like the two mid-card titles are being highlighted in a weird way going into
better than the main titles, which by the way, the Green Day, so take the photographs and still frames in your mind was fantastic. But let's be honest, Danielson's not losing.
No,
he's not losing. There's already got the show set up in fucking Tacoma and everything.
Would that not be his final spot?
I would assume so. And Christ, well, think about it. How fucked would it be? Congratulations, Danielson, you retired. Now we were instantly moving on to Swerve versus Darby at Long Island. Thank you, fuck you, bye. That's 100% what that would be. So anybody that can hear the sounds of our voice, place your money on Bryan Danielson to win at All In, and you will go home 10 pence richer.
I'll be shocked if he loses. I mean, again, another aspect of it was like, you've had an amazing career. Congratulations. Your last ever match is going to be in England 2 months before we go to Washington. Doesn't sound right.
Something so you can just have your little taker moment, your little send off. You just pop out to the final countdown and get to say goodbye to everybody. No, I think that's now. Does this become a thing to where now Danielson does every match going forward? If I lose, I'm done, because he talked about it in an interview, and that's what makes me still even halfway question All In. He's out. He needs neck surgery. He's admitted that, and I think if he does that, he's done. So I think he's holding that off till Tacoma. He loses there, goes and has surgery, and we ride off into the sunset.
I think that Danielson beats Swerve. I think that Darby beats Danielson, and then they run it back, and Darby they run it back in Seattle and or Tacoma, and Darby solidifies his title win as he retires Danielson.
So Swerve just fucks off for a minute?
Maybe. I don't know what you do with Swerve. Like, if Swerve loses to Bryan, do you run it back? When? So you go, okay, when you're done fighting Darby, I'm going to fight you in Tacoma. Like, that's
triple threat.
Oh, fuck. We keep doing triple.
That's what they're going to do. I can tell you right now, that's what they're going to do with the tag titles at All In. They're going to do the Acclaim versus FTR versus the Bucks, because we've already seen every other amalgamation of that. And I feel at Tacoma, at Wrestle Dream, they'll do the triple threat. So then Danielson can go out on his shield, and it's not, the only focus. It can still carry on. My wayward son.
Yeah, interesting. As we got the Outcasts in the ring, by the way, if anybody's excited.
Can they beat the Outcasts when there's two of them?
I guess they're, the tag team.
Street Rat, Riff Raff. I don't buy that.
They had Anna Jay till they sent her to Japan. No, I fully expect a Saraya match at All In, which makes no sense. We never see her.
No, it makes sense because UK.
Oh, well, she's British. Oh, and
right.
Not bad viewing pleasure, but
honestly, does this halfway work? Like, if this would work on a fucking NXT, on a Collision. Maybe on a Rampage, if you had something fucking going with it. It's still a little cringe. It's still a little, not now, Harley. That doesn't work for me. Why is she sucking her thumb? That's weird.
What? Yelling? Calm the fuck down, bro.
Well, no, me?
No, her.
Oh, who are you like? You said calm the fuck down, bro. I was like, anger from House Left. No, this isn't bad. Like, this is good comedy-ish, but So, all right, at this point, I don't think there's a better time or a worse time per se to talk about this. Go ahead.
Just the Swerve is from Tacoma, so it makes me change my mind. That now makes it Swerve Danielson. That's where the rematch is. That makes sense.
Either
So
way,
I like that now. Thank you, MDB. Sorry.
fair enough. I don't know if I can confirm he's from Tacoma, but yeah.
If he is, then I'm in.
He drives a Toyota Tacoma.
Right. This is
now here comes Tony. Well, reminisce. I reminisce over you. Former Outcast now coming out with, you know, the outlasting fucking cockroaches here. She looks like goddamn Cindy Lou Who or the Grinch with this fucking duo that the rollers here of, you know, why yes.
right.
Beat up Mariah May, win back my title. I'm booked.
Absolutely.
But how do we feel about even one past his prime out to lunch tuna Meltzer talking about how the locker room in AW's fearful now, or talking about discourse has erupted about the low attendance, the kind of cold slate that they've been on?
Give up your sources. Give up your sources, Meltzer. If you're going to report this shit, it has to come with a name on it. You can't just keep, dude, you and I could start a fucking webpage right now to like on the spot and just keep reporting unnamed sources say. We could be like fucking, was it?
We just have to, no, honestly, we just have to tweet a thing with like a picture and we just like in parentheses put like dash WO, like Wrestling Observer Network, WON. And then people will run with it like it's fucking gospel.
Stop reporting it. Stop retweeting it. Cultaholic, Wrestle Talk, fucking Ringside, whatever. I know there's like 6 of them. Like, stop reporting Meltzer as news. Meltzer is the equivalent of an old cat lady screaming at the fucking sky.
But you're the same one that said that this was the fan base now going at its most reliable source of if there's a person that's going to be talking about AW, the quote unquote most in-depth or in the know source would be Dave Meltzer. Now, granted, he clearly spins his narrative, but
I don't believe it. I think he just gets, I think he's in tight with like the Jerichos or the Bucks, and or every once in a while, people don't fuck with him, but if they want to fucking get their message out, they phone him up pretty quick and start whispering. But this is all behind the scenes. This is all cowardly. This is,
but the fact that Dave would say something like this, and again, like you even talked about, this constantly is a thing of bad news follows AW's premium live events, pay-per-views. But also, even for a Meltzer and an Alvarez to actually put out what would be bad news, and if anything, like terrible news for AEW, of saying that the locker room's now acknowledging that there's issues like that.
Yeah, and like
the numbers are low.
This came out before, right around when Edge, just after Edge had got there. The baffling part is why, like you said, why is a Meltzer putting this out? Why does it seem to come out now? And it's not other sources, it's Meltzer. Like, again, they're all the WWE PR people are fucking with us, and it's Meltzer. Was Meltzer on the payroll? I highly doubt it. Let's be fucking honest. And anyone out there's like, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. You guys just don't know. Yeah, and the earth is flat. We get it. Fuck off. No, I mean, again,
don't tell AJ that.
It's just him sitting at his keyboard and thinking, what's kind of cute? And then he in a horrible grammar, throws these nonsensical statements out there with no proof, no backup, no support, never has a source. Again, you and I could do that. Hey, unnamed source just told us, like, fuck.
No, I was going to say, I know I fuck around a lot and everything like that. And well, I'll click on Larry's comment because this is like the 3rd time he said it. So I got you, Larry. Of KJ Nick watching Rampage is like having borscht after steak. Right. Only in Russia do you watch Rampage after SmackDown.
Right.
But no, we have respectfully more credibility than one Dave Tuna Meltzer will actually, it's all what we think, what we hear say, we'll retract anything, we'll walk back anything we say, we'll admit we were wrong, what have you. If we won't say anything is fully 100% a source until we've actually got a source. Yeah, it's just it's weird to see like when you pass like the people that almost like when we were growing up as wrestling fans, Dave's one of the guys that you actually trusted. Now doing this, it's like, oh, so you just full of shit.
Yeah, and again, I think once upon a time there was sources, there were people he talked to. I think the wrestling business passed them by, and I don't think anyone close to Triple H is talking to Dave Meltzer on a regular. I can't imagine it. I'd be fucking shocked. With the exception of maybe Brucey Bruce, but again, right now we got Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian, who I was, surprised to learn he was still in the company. Go Kip.
Well, he's got good old Penelope.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Dave Meltzer reported time and time again, just thoughts, his opinion, and he puts it out as fact. Some people are saying, no, you just thought that, Dave. You just thought that. Like, that's not a thing. And but why? Like, even if it was true, let's say you are a friend of Tony Khan's, you are an advocate of AEW, and somebody comes to you and says, people are getting really upset backstage, blah, 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 blah. And there's a big pay-per-view coming up. You know that you can't really substantiate it, and you still put it out. What kind of spineless, dickless, boneless, jerkless fucking friend are you? What kind of friend are you that, I'm trying to get my business rolling. I'm up against this giant. You're supposed to be my buddy, and you keep reporting shit like this? When, can you knock it off?
Dave Meltzer is the biggest mark in the fucking business, my guy. It's just plain and simple. I hate to say that as we've even been called podcast marks and all of that, but it's literally at this point, just be a fucking fan and have more credibility than someone that is a journalist in this and is looked at as like gospel. It's like getting almost embarrassing at this point.
Dude, the guy reported off his death a day early.
Well, to be fair, a good chunk of that was going around. I felt like Ken Brockman a little bit of, where he was, at one hospital declared dead to where he, went to another hospital that was better, that declared him alive. Yeah. But the no accountability on anything is really the biggest thing because that's the thing. At the end of the day, as even content creators, fans, what have you, we really have no true idea of what the fuck is going on. We're not Triple H. We're not, in the actual fucking meetings. Everything's secondhand. So being able to actually be accountable and admit when maybe you were the rightest on something or still being able to adjust with everything. I think it's just Meltzer really hitched his wagon to one company and can't
unhitch it.
Unhitch.
But then this is counterintuitive then. If he's hitched to this wagon and wants to see it succeed, don't report this shit. Don't report.
But he's got to report something.
Like, what are you doing? But it feels like at times he gets like pissy with Tony. And like then these
because he's not because he's still on the outside. Because he's still on the outside. Because still again, people get this misconstrued of even like us again as wrestling fans doing this and everything. We don't want to be on the inside, what have you. We're not petitioning for a fucking job, whatever. I think Dave kind of is. So I think when he like doesn't get full access and doesn't get the first on this or the first on that is when again he gets pissy and he throws a little temper tantrum because he's been at this for a minute. He's the old dog and you can't teach him new tricks.
It's fucked. By the way, Tony Storm versus Paige Saraya next Wednesday for the women's title. Random. On the Go Home show, you're going to defend the women's title.
If you couldn't tell who was going to win, I don't know how more to blatantly obviously tell you. So do they make this a fucking triple threat? Or is this their way of Saraya, we can't get you on the
Mariah May
close? No, because they'll be in the UK.
If Mariah May, if in any way, shape, or form gets helped out by Saraya now, that would be unto itself because Saraya's not booked in anything for All In, but that would angle her into the show.
Yeah, but I still think because I believe Dynamite's in the UK next week, so
Yes.
could that be I think that's their way of, well, we got you on in the UK, it just might not be all in.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this earlier. We're moving next year to Dallas or to Texas at least. So I think this is now based on even ticket sales, production, the momentum going into it. This might be a trim down, a thin down, all in. We won't. This isn't all AEW's WrestleMania. It's more of a SummerSlam.
No, absolutely, folks. And we are in picture. I agree, Nick. But this kicks off. We were still rolling. We got about, just under half an hour left in Rampage. Keep the chat coming. I know Damien wanted to talk about Adam Cole as well. When is he coming back? Or do we want to talk about it? I don't know if I care about Adam Cole anymore. Sorry.
The Undisputed Kingdom's blown to shit. Pause. I think it's somebody, I saw this floating around of Adam Cole has not wrestled since about September of last year.
Yep.
So, what are we doing here? He's already been football and groined twice by MJF. So, where are we going here with this? Again, Tony Khan feels very much of the single bachelor dude of just reheating a lot of fucking Hungry Man meals and shit like that. Of it's probably not good, but I can't read the expiration date, so I'm gonna throw it in the microwave anyways. Of what the fuck are we doing with Adam Cole right now? If he came back,
I don't know. I have no idea what the plan would be for him. I don't know where you would insert him. That I'd be excited. If he showed up and kicked MJF, I'd kind of groan. Again, you keep in mind he was out for months and months and months before he was out this time. He had just come back.
Right?
We got him. He has been out more than in. Listen, how much has he been on the shelf in the last 2 years? I would love to know that answer. It's been a lot, and that's the unfortunate part. But I don't know what you do with him. His faction is dead. Roddy, even when he needs two partners, he doesn't use the guys in his faction, which is fucked up. Even he doesn't like them. It's done. It's
right.
I don't know what you do with Adam Cole. Big cutter.
Oh, I got a driver with a 2 count, or
yeah. Don't sweat it at all. I don't give a shit.
All right, fair enough.
Call it as you see it.
Well, where's a Wardlow? That's the thing. Where's a Jamie Hayter? It's still to me that as far as prevalence and everything that I care about, you have people that are still active on your roster, still healthy, but they ain't doing shit. Just ain't doing shit. Has there been another company to where someone can get so over as, say, someone like a Wardlow, and then end up by the end of it worse off than where they were when they started? To where you're one of the top guys in the company and it redirects so far that you're worse off than when you started.
Yeah, again, that's your concern. I mean, I'm here on Wednesday losing my mind because I have Jericho on my screen thinking the whole time of, if this was Ricky Starks versus Hook, this would be really not bad. If it was Ricky Starks being, cutter off the distraction.
Under toi.
Big win for Nick Wayne.
Does Mama Wayne just look like if Natalia just grew? If she was just taller? She just looks like tall Natalia.
She looks like Stifler's mom, man.
Oh, I could really go for a hot dog right now.
Stay the fuck away from that fight.
Flinch, stay the fuck away from my mom.
Here comes the rain. He bit me. Hook needs to go to.
Hey, Scorpio out here of hosting the world's mildest nightclub of literally always getting stood up. He can't even get in the club of Abaddon could get in the club, but Scorpio Sky can't. Abaddon out there who just they shocked her with a fucking probe to get her to move around.
I think Abaddon is
Cutlass out here. What the fuck is this?
So Scorpio's still in the company. That's crazy. Let that guy go to TNA already. And
Cutlass,
the fact that Cutlass is collecting a paycheck is crazy.
Oh, it's going to be private parties going to be the ones that let him in. So we're setting up a new trio because we're focusing more on the trios belts than we are on the tag belts, even though the Young Bucks, the EVPs in company.
Speaking of that, Nick, did you see that Top Flight is now dressing like astronauts, pilots?
No, I have not.
They're acting like astronauts, dressed like pilots.
They're dressing like ass. Why? For not.
So, okay. Scorpio Sky with why?
Scorpio Sky, why? The question everyone's got on their mind. Scorpio Sky, why?
What is it about Private Party that you got to put him with like an old guy? Like,
no, it's because Matt Hardy. Because, well, let's be honest, complexion plays a part. And I do also think that it's very much of, again, the focus is on the trios division. It's not on the tag division.
Right.
The Young Bucks have won that belt 2 to 3 months plus ago and have yet to defend them.
Wednesday was the first time in 100 days. So they defended them this week.
And that's abysmal.
Oh yeah, and it's not, and they didn't. It's not like they had a good match. And I'm pretty sure in my memory, their match was the lowest rated segment.
Hey, KM and Rhett Titus out here making their AW debut. Shout out NWA. Taking on Kyle Fletcher and Roosh. So is Roosh now part of the Phallus family?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, not sure.
No, Los Ingobernables. Now it's just, Phallus the hot dog.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're gonna watch the two gentlemen from TNA do a job.
No, well, now because of everything that we've talked about before, now I need like Don Callis and Nick Wayne's mom just backstage in a segment, and just her with I could go for a hot dog real bad right now.
Oh man,
I'm terrible. Cancel me.
The Don Callis shit doesn't make any sense, bro. I really hope that
worst bald manager in wrestling. Sorry to cut you off. Worst bald manager in wrestling: Don Callis or Ellering.
Ellering is completely inept. So Ellering.
I mean, he gets to hang around with Scarlett, so winning.
I mean, he's having fun. But, yeah, he doesn't bring anything to the table. He doesn't even do the talking for the group. It's weird.
Yeah, but he gets to show up and collect a paycheck. So
yeah, shit.
Hashtag winning.
Yeah, I might not like what Callis is doing, but he's at least doing stuff. But Don Callis and that fucking screwdriver need to stay far away from this MJF Ospreay match. You let them have a banger and leave them alone.
Don't you touch those boys, Callis, with your screwdriver in your pocket. I think it's just funny of the fucking Harry Potter scar on his forehead. The boy who lived.
Make me think of Cool Running. I'll drive a line down your head and make you look like a
feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Come on, y'all. It's Callis time. As I say that, as Roosh gets to 1, 2, 3. Fuck.
Facts, big dog. Facts.
The Bucks are part-timers. Well, Keyshawn, shout out actually. Been a minute, my guy.
Roosh.
Is there truth consequences? What? Sorry.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was saying to the rumors to where the Young Bucks are using their, time away so they don't have to deal with Penta or deal with what Penta might say as they go on their way. Go by the bay, play with some clay. What do you say?
Yeah, because Penta probably said something like, if you don't release my brother, I'm going to kick you the fucking shit out of you. And they're like,
I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds aggressive.
Well, it's like Hangman Page disappeared when all the shit went down with Punk. Punk ended up in a fight with everyone but Page.
Right? I think that could be very much be the case, but yeah.
Also, rumors that Hayter, that she doesn't like Britt Baker. Another Britt Baker story.
At this point, who does?
Well, put this in perspective, Nick. Remember when Jamie Hayter got hot, and then that whole situation leading into All In last year, where they're playing hot potato with the belts, and then it felt like we were going to get Britt and Hayter, but then it felt like could Britt's attitude and Britt's position get her out of that. Oh, I don't want to do the job to Hater. So Hater had to fight other people. So they start passing the belt around.
That could be, but I mean, if we're gonna go honestly into all of this of how Britt is, like, can we just admit at this point that like she's going down with the ship? Like, they're not taking her into NXT if she's got this type of fucking attitude and everything. If these are the rumors circling her, we're not gonna bring you in here to just fuck this shit up and everything. Just no matter how over you are, a la Tessa Blanchard, to the nth degree and everything, but. It's still why, like, Daniel Garcia is still, I guess, up in the air of if he's going to go to WWE, and we pretty much it's known he'd go to NXT, or he goes back to AEW. We've seen it with Stephanie Vacour. Now, especially even with the women's division, you've seen people running away from AEW. Is that because of Britt, of the environment? We've already seen multiple people speak out about Britt being backstage, and now you add Sasha in.
There's a lot of smoke. And now you bring in another big ego, which again I think it's very compelling that they're battling each other. But yeah, I mean, again, we don't know what's true and what's not true, but there's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of smoke, and not everybody can be wrong, guys. I mean, again, if the AEW wrestlers want to band together and tell somebody like Lefisto they're making stuff up, fine. But when it comes out again, I mean, again, at some point we have to believe. We have to believe the smoke we see. We have to trust that much smoke leads to a fire.
Right.
The Bucks are. Oh
no, sorry. You were saying it was Keyshawn saying the Bucks are part timers. There, I got you.
The Bucks are part timers. I love that. I wanted to address that because that's one of the AEW big things is WWE and their part time champion. Guess who's got them? Guess who's got part-time champions?
Guess who's back? Abracadabra.
Gonna reach out and grab you.
Pause. Yeah.
There you go.
Hello, my friend. We'll meet again. I say that as we're back from commercials. We got Roosh and Fletcher with skin phallus out here. Again, why are all like the hallways lit like red and shit? What?
They're in the stairs. Like, this is what I said about Andrade.
It's apparently you got lost in the stairs. But it's all very like Raven's flock a little bit. Every promo is just like cut in a stairwell. It's ECW Raven a bit.
Yeah, 3 men meeting in the stairs. Can I buy your friend? What? The fuck is happening? Is this an episode? Call 911. What is this about? Why are we in the stairs?
Why does Kyle Fletcher look like Machine Gun Kelly?
He really does, actually. Lonely road, take me home.
I have no clue how y'all suffer through Rampage. We talk about other shit.
Yeah, we kind of treat it like yeah, we just
show.
It's in the periph.
It's a peripheral. I got that new car. I got a peripheral.
Right. Like you have a manager and a pro wrestler. Like imagine like Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman sitting on the stairs and not in like their own locker room. It's a weird vibe, Nick. Like go sit in the stairs. Was this fucking high school?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, they don't even have their own private.
Yes.
I say private as I've got top flight, so private party probably soon to be abound. Oh, they got their own private pilot. I see. Pause. But yeah, I still just can't get over Callus's skin scar here of the boy who lived.
Yo, this is fucking funny.
Leo Rock, what the?
No, but they literally have they literally have it like an airplane, like ladies and gentlemen, thank you for whatever. Like they got the PA announcement and shit now. Like they're fucking pilots. Like we're top flight, so like what the fuck?
I'm almost better with this than generic.
When are they gonna bring back the garbage man and the dentist and the fucking
like hey, I'd ride, first class up in the sky with the stewardess there. But no, I at least they gave him a fucking gimmick versus just nothing.
Oh, match male models, space troopers, Nick. I did my part.
That was Tongaloa tonight. I ain't doing fucking shit. Tongaloa, you had Tomatong out there. I'm doing my part. Solo, I'm doing my part. Jacob, I'm doing my part. Tongaloa, I ain't doing fucking shit.
Yeah, as we got the match.
Yo, they're over. Honestly. AEW, TNA, honestly, outside of WWE, I don't think in the landscape of WWE right now, it probably would work as well. We saw even Pretty Deadly was pretty awful earlier tonight. So, but outside of this, they can work, my guy. Like they've been good. They work as a tag team. They have a good dynamic. I dig them.
They're doing well. I think they would do very well in TNA because I think TNA is booking their tag team division the best right now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose the top flight, I'm going to be highly disappointed. And Leo Rush and Mac Daddy are on commentary. Does Mac Daddy do all the rampages now? We're here, but I can't remember.
Fair enough. I mean, you can call me the Mac Daddy, but this is ground control to Major Tom right now. This I think is going to be much more of a crash landing when it comes to top flight. And I think maybe could it be that MXM maximum male models, whatever they're going by, is such a over the top gimmick. You need an over the top gimmick to go to match it. So we'll go, Delta Airlines, all of that. Okay, then.
As we are about to get the start of this match and we're off and running, top flight is ass. It's hilarious that they got pilot gimmicks. It's hilarious.
Should they come out like Soul Plane? Have you got Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg flying the plane?
Might be better.
I don't mind it. We had the fashion police, so I'm not fully opposed to it. I can get behind it because they didn't have a gimmick before. They were just guys who wrestled kind of well and might win a match. That was it. They were bland as bland could be. They were the vanilla paste of wrestling.
They went to fucking Spirit Halloween and got a fucking pilot costume.
Fuck it. Fuck it. That's how Tony's saving on flights. I got I got one of them out there flying the pilot. Pause. I said that all sorts of wrong. Flying the pilot. That's not words.
I think the Tony Khan imminent announcement was, and again, I think when you start throwing out we are going to make the biggest announcement in company history, you know what you're alluding to.
Did he say that or did Twitter say that?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I thought he said it.
I feel that was more Twitter said that.
Fair enough.
I didn't hear too many people outside of Twitter say that.
Fair enough. I'll give you that because I thought he said it. But again, if it was just Twitter, fair enough. I will recant. But he's got to be mindful of his wording because everyone's expecting one big announcement. You can say we have announcements. We have a big announcement. When you say we have the biggest announcement, and you got to be careful. But if he didn't do it, great.
Well, we do have the match going on as I've got Massey in there with Christ. I've literally top flight's become so bland. I'm forgetting who's in the fucking match.
That is Dante Martin's brother and
Darius Martin. I almost called him Damon Kemp. So that's how lost in the sauce I was there for half a second.
And Mansour.
Yeah. But we can talk about how I don't think that he ever said that he had this groundbreaking announcement. Announcement. But yeah.
Ass to the face.
With this huge historic announcement. I think that obviously has a terrible track record of major announcements, so I think it's not hard to go with any sort of angle you throw at it.
Yeah, true.
But I do think it's interesting of how the TV deal is still just out there laying in the wind. Of now the time frame of exclusivity has passed. Of now
Yeah.
it's come out there of to where Warner Discovery's getting denied their little venture of merging with Disney and Fox and all of that for
Right.
one kind of sports network of Warner Discovery is not looking quite so hot as it was before.
Air traffic control, as we got Tope and Stereo.
What you mean by that, MDB?
Right? Everybody's doing them today.
Hey, his brother, Gable Stevenson's out there, at least so far, has managed to survive the initial part of Bill's training camp as we're in picture. Yeah. I don't want that to be a thing, but it's a thing.
It is definitely a thing. Who's the lady in Top Flight? Does anybody know? Damien, help us out. Who is it? Is it Layla Gray?
Sunny Gray.
Is it Red Velvet?
Always sunny. Partly cloudy.
Sunny's not here no more.
Cloudy overcast.
Does Izzy win tomorrow? I'll say yes.
Oh yeah, versus so it's him versus Duplessis, and it's in Australia too. Interesting. I'm not betting. Izzy's so hard to predict now at this point because he's really kind of caught in the fade on some shit he really didn't think he would at all.
Yeah.
Maybe because of Australia, I wouldn't be surprised. I guess I'll play fucking spoiler and take Duplessis just on the case of it. I would not be mad if Adesanya wins, but he's been hard to judge right now. He's kind of all over.
One called one day, John. Oh, that's like a dude. Take that to your DM. We'll talk about your shows elsewhere.
Yeah, but no, Adesanya's got a little bit. I feel of that, that conritis there in him. Of maybe he kind of peaked of it. And again, if he shows up and just starches him, good on you. But that's
the thing. Adesanya is an assassin. That's the tricky part with him. But like you said, it was almost like he lost confidence, or I don't know, maybe his head just wasn't in it at times. Where hot and cold. Could it happen the other way?
Strickland clean, and Strickland's like, I will just walk you down. Like that's the tutorial.
So that's a tough show, man. It's a tough show, but I'll go Izzy. I like a guy that can just end the match or end the fight quick.
Well, and don't sleep on Duplessis 100% of dudes built like a brick house and can spark somebody out. And it is interesting that it's oddly enough it's the first time that there's been two African-born fighters main eventing a UFC event.
Yeah, absolutely. Pitcher and pitcher, by the way. Yeah. Keep the chat going. I still see 50 plus. That's pretty good. We had 100 earlier. We're halfway hanging around for Rampage. You guys are bold. So we appreciate it, folks. As always, be a friend, tell a friend. Don't forget, members only on Sunday. Izzy ain't winning shiz. There you
go. Do we get a shoey at all? Do we get? I know Tuivasa's on the card, so do we get at least a shoey?
Maybe. I only get excited for Max Holloway fight. That's weird. just his.
Well, Max, like they're exciting as shit.
It's a weird idea.
Yeah, like I mean,
that
I've been there with a few fighters. Like, yeah. And it's going to be interesting because now we've seen this again of kind of that shift of guys in the UFC of Adesanya might be more towards the back end than the front end, which is weird to say for somebody that's like probably still. Hasn't touched 30 or something.
Right. No, I mean, again, it's very interesting.
Fight game, chews you up and spits you
Can I ask you a question back to the wrestling?
Go ahead. Back to the wrestling, like we aren't watching that. Go ahead.
So we got the pilot team, but Leo rushes with the pilot team. But what is he? Like, is he the pilot's drug dealer? Is he the pilot's friend? Like,
He's ground control.
Is he ground control? Like, is he the boss? But is he like a casual cool boss?
Listen, let's just be glad he's there and not retired. So let's just embrace that shit.
Why is he not on Wednesdays ever if you have him in your roster?
So so that I believe that is Layla Gray, the former baddie from Jade Cargill.
Did I get it right?
I would fancy a guess as he's distracted between Layla Gray's posterior and Massey's posterior. It is one man sour.
This
looks like some shit you're watching on your flight from fucking, Calabasas to Cucamonga.
Oh, this is one of those bad movies of like, we have a layover. Whatever will we do? Like shit.
This is American Pie Tag Team Wrestling.
Oh God! Thank God for a Rampage, man. We got to talk about it. It's great. Oh, it's killing me.
He's doing the flying fucking shit. Here comes the plane.
That's it. It's ridiculous.
No, it's ridiculous, but it's almost like it's not at the same time.
He's doing an airplane.
They weren't doing shit before.
He's doing an airplane, bro. Come on.
Listen, would you rather have bland ass food or would you at least want some seasoning? I don't care if it's not the right seasoning, but at least it's seasoning.
That is so much shit in my potatoes, bro. Like, that is seasoning. It's flavored, motherfucker.
Right, bland ass. Before they were fucking raisins in the potato salad ass motherfuckers. And now they're at least some Lowry's fucking seasoned salt ass bitches.
Like, what are they gonna do? Oh, it's so bad.
It looks like two little brothers beating up Big Brother when they're double drop kicking Massey and everything. Because the size difference. And people think Bobby Lashley's gonna show up over here. The size difference, let alone.
They're doing airplane. Jesus Christ.
Here come the airplane. 1, 2. I think it's just such a juxtaposition, even of when we had the tag match between the Profits and DIY earlier tonight, and now we have Maximum Male Models and Failure to Launch. That's their name. It's not Top Flight. It will never be Top Flight. It is Failure to Launch.
I mean, that's one of the best names we've ever come up with.
Right.
Big slam by
assisted choke slam into a bridging suplex for a 2 count. So you hit your tag team.
It won't end, bro. 2 count.
They blew up the landing gear. They don't know how to land the plane, my guy.
That's a really cool fucking move, though. That choke slam into a suplex is really cool.
Yeah, if it was a little smoother. Like if it wasn't like they both hit and then you just bridge up into it, of like caught him part of the way and hit it.
Right? It's insane. That's what you get for doing like playing around, doing fucking fake airplanes. And they're still gonna win. Top Flight's gonna win.
No, I need me some. What the fuck? Oh, the selling was terrible there.
Double.
Hold. This is just literally walk into new spot, walk into next spot,
yeah,
walk into bump.
Like
this is played by fucking numbers.
Yeah, we watched the tag match earlier, Nick, and the way it was moving back and forth, and the transitions. Like this is literally okay. Now we do this.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's going from Caesar salad to chicken shit. It's going from Bob Ross to paint by numbers to watercolors.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Crash test dummies. Shit. Peter Pumpkinhead. I don't know why that popped in my head.
Just it's late on a Friday night. Get right. What the fuck? I think he was supposed to hit a frog splash, but instead he kind of just hit a top rope nothing splash, and he gets the fucking win. I hate that you're right. I hate that you're right. Especially though, because that was just literally free falling. He was just like, ah.
The splash looked like the other guys, like aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes. Aim for the. That's how you end the show. That's how you end the show. Yeah. Hatui. Am I famous now? Do I have to hatui on that thing anymore to get famous? Because no, that's just awful.
Imagine you change the channel over and you see wrestling, but it's 4 guys or 4 people dressed like pilots and their little friend in a jumpsuit.
Fighting models. Bro, Tony Khan. I'm talking to you, Anthony. Not you, Anthony. The other Anthony Khan. You have a problem of booking your shows literally ass backwards. You start off with the best thing and end with the worst thing. I would hate to go to any restaurant or any business you own, sir, because you don't get how fucking shit's built. You start off one way, like you start off subtle, you start off down here, and you build to the climax. I feel sorry for any lover you may have had because you clearly don't know how to reach climax. Because what the fuck is going on with this? Because we started off with the best match and we ended with the worst match.
Closing thoughts brought to you by
Closing arguments, Your Honor.
Closing thoughts brought to you by Blue Chew. With
no.
If you can't hit the climax,
we need some goddamn Blue Chew. # not sponsored.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, to help keep you up for the fucking last hour of that shit.
Right.
Again, it's a little messy. And again, if you want to treat it like a throwaway show or it's like main event or level up, fine. But you kind of don't. You act like it's cool and it's not. Yeah, it's ass backwards. I think they do it on purpose, but it's silly. It's a lack of confidence in your own booking, a lack of confidence in your product. Because your hope
is Ring of Honor, please. Just at least make it Ring of Honor then. Just fuck the paywall. Just please. Just if you're not going to use it seriously, then just fucking end it. I like how people have compared Rampage to WCW Thunder and how many episodes one lasted versus the other.
Yeah.
Just put it out to pasture. Sorry.
Yeah, and you run into the issue, Nick, of like sometimes when you have too much of something, and you're like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, what does it hurt? But ultimately, like if that is somebody's first experience with your company and they're interested, you could actually lose potential viewers by having a show that's just floating and meaningless.
Oh, absolutely. One of especially too of again, we've seen it even we're again content creators ourselves and everything, not exactly to the scale, but anyone that watches a fucking TV show, you watch a goddamn movie, you don't give away the fucking ending before at the start of the fucking movie. There's a reason trailers don't give away everything before the fucking movie comes out.
And the ones that do
start the opening act with the fucking climax.
Right. Once upon a time, the end. Anyway.
Right. Thanos wasn't snapping everybody out of existence and then we just all worked backwards from there. No, you build to the fucking end of the situation.
Right.
You build to the highest point of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, again, so Rampage was Rampage. Not much more we could.
We're rampaging about Rampage.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not digging these the pilot gimmick. It's weird. And then Leo Rush should be in something like a suit at least, instead of being in like a sweatsuit. It's weird. It's weird.
Well, what position would he be? He's ground control. He's out there,
I don't know
up
what
in the Hawk's Eye or the Eagle's Nest of out there. You're clear to land on the Swanton. You're clear to land on the aim for the bushes.
Right. Like Leo's like, listen, this faction now is going to be under my tutelage. I think y'all should dress like air pilots. What? Like, how is that the first suggestion of your new role? Like, how did you talk these people into dressing like pilots? And I get it, top flight, but at least they got Layla Gray. That might help them.
Yeah, they got a layover with Gray. But even then, at least they didn't retire. That's one thing that they could have inherited from Leo Rush. So,
right. Leo Rush is passenger 57 on top.
oh God,
that's a good one, big dog. But you know what, folks, we will call last call on the chat. So get your final thoughts in. SmackDown cooking next week's going to be insane as we build towards All In. But yeah, man, we are back on Sunday, members only. It's going to be a lot of fun. Remember, anything goes, open chat. You can ask us anything and we'll sit around, shoot the shit for a little while. Plus we are getting ready for our fantasy football, fantasy hockey on the horizon. Watch Nick's beard slowly turn the color of mine over football season.
I've already gotten the Scott Steiner here in the center.
Commissioner over here is
fuck it. I'm again. Yeah, I'm not here sweating.
I got Nick turning Scottish here. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell, mate.
But long live. Sorry, you were gonna say?
I was gonna ask last question. I will say to you and to anybody that's still out there listening or re-listening of favorite show of the week.
I think I gave the best rating to Raw.
Okay.
It's Raw or SmackDown. They're neck and neck.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing. It's really on, you could split hairs. You could go either way with it. I wasn't here Wednesday. Was Dynamite as hyped as certain people were selling it?
Dynamite beat NXT, but didn't beat the other two shows this week.
Okay.
It's lackluster. It's just you rinse and repeat. Okay, we have a match, then there's a brawl, or there's a brawl, but like every single match, and we were counting. We're going on like 2 weeks straight of every match having either a brawl before it or a brawl after it, or some type of angle. And then we broke the streak by 1, and then started right back up and hit 3 more before we got out the door. The Swerve Danielson build, not bad. I mean, it's just. Dynamite wasn't as good as NXT. The other two shows, Raw and SmackDown, were much stronger than the other ones. Easily TNA. But they had a barn burner of a match, right?
Right.
So
I will go SmackDown.
SmackDown wins it out. Good.
Because granted, the in-ring stuff was a bit better. I still think that's kind of a wash of literally between story and in-ring of. I think both had their highs and their flaws, so I think it's a wash there. I was just really excited and completely caught off guard we got the Roman laid out spot, and we got that. We had it set up the whole time of Solo of he can take this, from me when he comes, or I'll acknowledge it when he comes out and takes this from me. And we had it all set up, and we thought we were almost going to get it to where he's out there, he's got it on of. Holy shit, we're already getting to the conclusion. Yeah. And then Jacob shows up and it's the fucking tank, the rhinoceros shows up to the fucking party and smashes everything.
Wreck-It Ralph had to show up to the party and fuck.
Right.
Again, Jacob Fatu in the boot is mind-blowing. Running around like nothing's wrong. So again, that's only going to add to the rumors that it was a fake injury, which kudos to them. They sold it hard.
Does that show you how fast that man moves? If he's still moving at a good clip with a boot on, regardless fake or not, you still got to at least go. Oh, yeah. You got to acknowledge it. So
he'd catch me within 50 yards. Fuck. Like
he's going to still hit a springboard moonsault with a fucking boot on, and I barely could reach back and do the crab walk, let alone hit a moonsault.
Yeah, and apparently not nervous at all that it might slip. Like, I mean, a walking boot's not exactly known for its fucking grip. Running around like that and risking further injury, but not a problem.
Them Samoans, my guys, just built different. It ain't Hawaii's and all that. That bloodline is just built different,
right? But that will be it, ladies and gentlemen, as we're rolling through. We thank everybody for making us a part of your Friday night. I hope everyone out there is having a good time. Remember, be a friend, tell a friend. It's the nicest thing you could do. Check out all our socials, and anywhere you know people are talking about wrestling, let them know about the Wrestling for Life Network. We got crazy times ahead. The next 2 weeks are chaotic. Do not miss out, and do not let your friends miss out. Big Nick.
You're being a bad friend if you don't tell them about the Wrestling for Life Network. But 100% of MDB, like he always says, a Wrestling for Life Network over everybody. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. Oh, I didn't even know we were going into this, but folks, it's getting cold out there.
No, I thought you were just going to keep doing your thing. I forgot you were squirrel. Oh, look, squirrel. My bad. I fucked up the outro.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Run it. 100%, folks. It's getting towards the end of, summer. It's getting cold out there. So 100%, you know what you need out there when it's getting cold out there in the winter months and everything. We're getting into the fall out here. So we got the hoodies, the sweaters. We got anything and everything for you. We got the brunch with the boys. So you can remember the summer tour that was, even if you're out there and you want to let everybody know you were podcast mark, not just a mark, a podcast mark. But we got everything out there for you. All your wrestling merchandise needs, even if you want to sit there and get ahead of the game for birthday presents, for Christmas gifts, all of that. When it's getting, little bit later in the season, we're getting closer to fall. You're going out there apple picking, you're going out there carving your pumpkins, everything like that. You're getting set up for, Halloween, all that. We got everything for your pro wrestling needs. We got you, keep you warm through the winter seasons, through the cold days. Sorry.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw.
You stole my line.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All you, Nick.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you're able to put that full life with it.
Come back on Sunday. Members only. See you on the flip side. Have a good night, folks. Thank you.